I have noticed my internet being more crap than usual.
Yeah, but I'm assuming that's just because everyone is using it now, so
Yeah.
it's on.
I can't believe Facebook takes that much power, though. All these people.
Probably like streaming sites, right?
I mean, even
Those,
YouTube
those
Mm,
take.
has
probably.
lowered the quality on its videos, so they don't get overwhelmed.
It's fine. Pretty much always has stuff on in the background anyway. If I
Mhm.
have it, turn it down so it doesn't crap itself. Like I don't, you know, it's one thing with visuals, but who actually sits down? Like if you were watching, so I don't, you guys probably don't, but imagine watching a D&D like playing show, right? Like this one. Do you sit down and watch actively for 4 hours, or do you minimize it and do something else while you listen? Tapping in
Uh,
maybe when something fun happens.
it depends. If it's Critical Role, because they also kind of act as well as roleplay, then I watch that. I kind of actively. If it's anything else, I put it in the background.
Yeah,
That's not the focus of it. So
you know.
yeah, I mean, it is background listening. It almost is a podcast at that point. So I mean, there's no
Mhm.
requirement to watch it,
But you can.
but you can. Yes. If
Yeah, that's
something.
that's the weird thing, right? As a player and as a GM, I enjoy combat encounters. As a listener of like a D&D podcast, I don't like them. They're boring. It's
Oh,
like
for
I
sure.
have
I
no
mean,
investment in this. Just skip it.
the minutiae of combat is fun for those who are playing, similar to like most games are fun to play and not fun to watch, and vice versa. So,
Hmm.
but no, I agree with you there. I like doing combat. I don't like watching it because it's kind of, I'm not participating. I don't really want to hear about it. So,
Also, in terms of combat encounters, like if a show like Critical Role plays like 5th edition, I know exactly what all the people are gonna do.
Huh.
Like
I
it's
will
not a
do
surprise
Eldritch
that the
Blast.
Warlock exactly.
uh,
Eldritch Blast, Eldritch Blast, Eldritch Blast. Like, oh,
no, fifth edition is streamlined for that play.
it is. It's supposed to
Like as a
be.
barbarian, if it's one of my three significant encounters in a day, I rage. If it's not, then I don't, and then I just hit things with a halberd a lot. And that's it. That's all. I click a button. That's my turn. Done. My fourth edition is more like I will use this power to make them fall in the air, and then I will use my action point to move over here, and then use another power to give myself resistance so that I can avoid the fireball from the weird thing. Yeah. I imagine listening to combat in fourth edition is a lot more like reading a book in a different language.
Yeah.
Sometimes I listen to your pause and I'm like, oh, okay, I guess that's what we're doing now. That's happening. We're Oh, I come back to the warlock power that's like the 30th level warlock power, which is you throw someone into hell, push them through all the layers, sort of smashing through the bottom of each one, and then teleport them back out.
It's awesome.
That's your power. That's what you can do now once a day. It's like, god damn. That's that's just a power level you don't get anywhere else. I've never done that.
I get what they did with 5e, and it does make it easily accessible to play,
Oh, yeah.
but it does lose that complexity at the same time. So,
Hmm. Well, it's not about complexity.
no, exactly. But I'm
Not about
just,
building characters, but
yeah,
you're
yeah,
you're this. It's gonna work fine. It's what Pathfinder did before they actually introduced like 7 million extra books. All the classes are cool and have things they can do. Just play a straight class. But I think if you look at people playing Pathfinder, very few of them play just a straight class now.
and Pathfinder has books that I don't even know exist, like as supplements. So, I mean, they kind of. I'm not gonna say they promoted that type of practice, but they really kind of made it
Oh,
easy
they
for people
definitely
too. So,
it sells.
yeah,
People love it. No, I I was young. I got into making a Pathfinder character once in a while.
I still
You
need
know.
to jump into that boat. There's not many boats sailing currently in
Hmm?
terms of playing Pathfinder.
Oh yes. Well,
I don't have the time either. Like I have more
There's
stuff
there's
going.
second edition Pathfinder now that I'm sure someone will DM at some.
Well, I played a
Maybe not me.
playtest with Sarah and I didn't really enjoy it, but perhaps it's changed a bit since release. So
I mean, I feel like Pathfinder Second Edition has a lot of potential. I actually like the direction they're going towards. The thing with like, oh, let's do a one-off and test this new system. Like you aren't really invested in the system or the characters, so it's never gonna feel great.
oh sure, I'm just speaking
One
from like a
shots
mechanical perspective, not
are,
like.
are good for story, but not for characters.
Mhm.
Like as a GM, I can see the definite the draw of a one shot because it's like I can make like a thing that can be like one twist, couple decisions, easy. Like no terrible giant repercussions for letting the players go completely off the hook. But for the players, it's like, well, here I am, and I know that in 4 hours this character doesn't matter anymore, which means that I'm just gonna go completely off the fucking hook. Because why not?
Yeah.
Right? There's no something you love. Like I think it's what man. This is a tangent now, but something I love about starting a new campaign is that you can look at your character and you can see the potential. Right? You can revel in knowing that you will be that what you do now will matter like 2 years in the future.
But isn't that
Which
true for the
actual
first
game.
few? Yeah, that's true. There's not really much else other than potential.
Well, otherwise you think, okay, next session I'm gonna, I don't know, we're gonna avenge someone and kill this dragon, and that's gonna be great, and we get a bunch of loot. Yeah, at least I find that I don't look as far into the future. Once I'm in a session, I focus more on immediate future than I do thinking like in the distant eon.
As a player, you mean, or
Yeah.
yeah.
Honestly, I think I'm a worse player than I am a DM because I mean I've been DMing much more than I've played.
I mean, for me, I kind of need to because like once the present is done and dealt with, I feel a bit like, oh, I should have been thinking about what I want to do. But that doesn't really happen that much, honestly, because since the only people that I play with are you guys, I'm always provided with something to latch onto if I can't think of something myself. So, hasn't really been an issue yet.
No. All right, well, I could talk about role playing games forever, though. Shall we? Should we actually play the game though?
Yeah.
Do you guys want
Yeah.
to?
Sure
I
thing.
mean, we don't have to. We're not in a hurry or nothing, but you know, it's fun.
Yeah. I'm good to go. I
Does
guess
any one of you
I'll.
want to do a recap?
Well, Sheep did last week, so it's only fair. Just trying to get a grasp on because the last two sessions are blending in for me, even though I wasn't at the last one. All right, so last time, we had a lot of things happen. I will prompt with my own because that's the first thing I remember. Veristrix succeeded in finding a temporary measure to resist the quote unquote control that was in his vision, which would require having a second mind, not akin to, well, similar enough to the Spellscar Kingdom's way of doing it, which would require him to consume, in a sense, someone that he is close and familiar with, to use that mind as a barrier of sorts before his own foreboding and morbid stuff. But that's a good snippet for him. But before he could really latch on to too much of his plans, we were invited to the big meeting that Flignant was hosting at the Dragon Fane, calling a lot of people together in one place. A lot of merchants, there was a lot of captains. Basically, the entire, I suppose, summary of what it entailed was, first of all, the Copper Dragon, and particularly his issue of having the Black Dragon soul within him. Malignant offered that we could help with that. And so we, well, I would say we, but Veligna instigated most of it by basically calling these people together to actually, first of all, find people that he can work with. But second of all, the motive was to find someone that can actually host the power of this soul, arguably to use them as an asset as well. And that was found. And so we came to the actual ritual of divinity, where Velignith pulled the acidic essence out of the copper dragon, and well, basically forced a man to drink it. Well, not really, because he didn't want to, because it looked pretty dangerous, and knocked him out, fed him the essence. It almost burned him alive with the acid, but he seemed, well, I'd say unscathed, but he seemed to survive the process, burned as he was. So that was a success in terms of dragon sense. So yeah, now we have a person, I would categorize them as yet, with a black dragon essence power in Velignith's hands. And yeah, I guess we go from there. Oh wait, actually, one other thing happened. Before that, during the night, we were visited by the undead. I assume it was a Lich Thane. I can't really recall. Probably just undead. But he was investigating the presence of the group that Lignith and Verstrix had met, the monks, or whether they lied or not, that were looking for a weapon in the dragon in the valley. And yeah, he wanted them, and we didn't have them, even though they were invited, and they did not come. Probably smart of them. And he also inquired as to the Thane apprentice that was sent here, that we obviously murdered, but we had the good sense to not say that it was us. And so he left after apologizing for scaring everyone. And that was that. Probably something else, but I cannot remember. But I think that's like the gist of the main points of what happened last time. So yeah, here we are.
Here we are indeed.
And also a warning, because as Malachi said earlier, his internet has been a bit weird. Mine is also not slowing down, but more like it kind of cuts for like a few seconds at a time at random times. So if I'm talking and I cut out, that's probably what happens, which means I cannot hear anyone. Other than that, should be fine.
Are we happy with the golds we currently have? There's no empty slots.
Can you post the goals?
He did on MapTools.
You did.
Here, where they actually have formatting.
Yeah, I usually copy them from Discord and then put in formatting, so the stream can admire our lofty, sometimes impossible or very long-term goals.
That's quite true, actually. So, Sheep will post them, but I'll read them out anyway. Discover the plans of the Southern Giants, establish a trade connection with Thunderhome, access the knowledge of Redenzir, establish a temple guard of Tiamat, eliminate the Spellscar Kingdom, and deal with the Winterlord's beasts. Yeah. Grimmet is not here with us today, so I was thinking perhaps we could do something, unless you have anything specific. Maybe we could do something with like the Winterlord stuff or giants, something that maybe.
The giants are difficult for us to tackle. I think we can't attack them outright.
Mm-hmm.
We could do more skirmishing tactics and try to, attack patrols and whatnot. But honestly, I've already done that so many times, it feels like.
We have, yeah. And just for transparency, is the Southern Giants the same as the camp that like they sent the oh gosh, what's his name? Folkords?
The seven giants did send him, yeah. That's where all the big old giants live on top of their lofty sky mountains.
Trying to remember. Okay, yeah, then Yeah, as for that, I don't think there's much we can do. However, the last Beast of the Winterlord, which is probably the most stealthy one, I mean, we could probably do something with that.
We could. Alternatively, I would really like to start tackling Redensia.
Uh-huh.
Now that the Cop Dragon hopefully is cooperative, I'm hoping that he has information for us on how we would go about that. And whether or not that is the case, I think considering how hated he is by the Redensia monks or whatever, he would at least make for a good distraction. Like,
Yeah,
he's
sure.
reasonably powerful, he's hated by them, he's probably, Copper Dragon, trickster, whatnot. Maybe he can draw away some of them to give us a bit of an easier entrance. Although I was hoping for that to have Emmy for that with us because she has vested interest in Redency as well.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, at the very least, we can start with if he has a plan and go from there, I suppose.
Yeah, let's.
Yeah, sorry, Malachi. Go on.
Shall we go in character for this discussion?
Yeah.
Because we had the meeting essentially. Everyone met. They're interested parties. They're still here. Imizure probably just stated that Imizure doesn't want to do this right now and is going to go home and sleep.
Yeah, as she does.
Mm-hmm. You can ask the were-rats for help if you need it. Or I guess, or she might, you could always go begging, but given that neither of the dragons probably want to do that.
No. Yeah, I think, if Veligna thinks that good old Copper Dragon has recovered from the whole thing that happened, there's talk necessary.
Sure. Perhaps we can start with that then.
Do you know if Veristrix wants to be present for that, then he's more than happy to.
Yeah, I think Awakening or whatever happened after ceremony, he's present, and so yeah, he would be involved. He'd be there.
All right.
Come with himself.
Sure. Yeah, I mean you'll find Sterelix outside still. Spending his time with the Turtle Mist here. He seems to be in a more cheery mood than he has been before.
Isn't that fantastic? In that case, Veligna will slowly saunter up towards him. With like a confident, not swagger, but certainly the sort of body language that someone who is very important has. So he'll walk up, sit down, and look at him expectantly. He made a promise. Something about, talking about things after this whole deal.
He will look back with an innocent smile.
You owe me all the information about, well, everything really, at this point. Let's start with Redency. How about that?
He nods. Right. Well, we, just as between you three, all have the same thing in mind. We want what's in there for our own reasons. They don't want us to have it. So
that is very true.
we together can find a way to get it without them even knowing about it. Because we don't really want them to come showing up all the time, do we? And really, we want them to keep protecting it so that others can't get it too. Well, of course, we don't want them to protect it too well because we do want others to actually get it, but we want others to think that they're not allowed to get it.
And you have a way to get into their repositories without being detected.
Well, really, there's two ways. One, you distract attacking the city and destroying a lot of stuff and accidentally break in the door of their temple. Then me and my associates sneak inside while invisible. And then we're inside and have all the books.
How would you then make that knowledge available to the rest of us? I assume if you stole the books, they would notice. You can't exactly make copies.
No, I would leave one of my people inside, and then we can contact him whenever we need to know something.
Maybe workable.
And they will think that they won. And I'm sure you can find a way to make it up to them.
And one of yours would be, he like looks at Totemist for a second. Who?
He gestures to Totemist. Him. Totemist nods and bows.
What about stealing all the books and storing them here?
Zarek shrugs. That would be a lot more work, and you'd have to keep all the books clean. But it works the same for me.
How much opposition is Redencia able to muster against us?
The city, the village, not so much. They don't have a whole lot of anything. But the priests, which are the ones you would actually be interested in, they can be pretty tough. They do expect me to come showing up someday. Then again, there's no harm in doing both. You don't want to destroy it anyway. So if you simply attack them as a distraction and it goes really, really well, you can just keep going.
That is a good thought.
I can't find.
As long as the door is broken. That's the main thing.
I think we've had our hand at breaking open entrances. That shouldn't be an issue.
But she nods. Yes. I'm sure this will be fine. What, by the way, happened to the goop?
Well, I believe at this point it's no longer one of your concerns. Doesn't have to be, anyways.
All right. John nods. I suppose it really is more your concern.
I did want to ask, however, how exactly do you think this whole goop came to be in the first place? It seems you stumbled upon it, but surely you have a theory on why exactly. You know?
Oh. His face contorts slightly into a sort of a very mischievous smile. Yes, I have a theory.
Do tell.
Well, it's sort of complicated. I spoke to your father about it because I was very curious.
Well, complicated as it is.
It was quite the problem. But you
Just
wanted to deal with the priests first, so that's fine. We can go and get the books. Then afterwards,
I think you should be very much aware that whatever I took out of you, I could put back if you so annoy me so much. So please, talk for your own sake.
frowns slightly, that would squirms like almost as if it's hard for him not to be a dick about it. Well, I discovered by speaking to your father that apparently when your mother did whatever she did to you, she had to. Well, you weren't the first attempt. See, she tried with other dragons, older ones. Him, one of them. That's why I didn't see him for so long, because he was turned into goop. It didn't go very well, I think.
So you're saying that he is just a failed experiment?
That's what I understood from it, though. I mean, it's limited, obviously. There could
And
be more out.
there's others, and not just him.
Yeah, well, you know, you were 4, 3, 4, and so I figured there probably would be more of the other ones too.
Mm.
That's certainly troubling. If, well, she had more partial of a success than that dragon, have more worries on her hands. Again.
And last but not least, you talk to who you refer to as our father, presumably to find another way to resolve your predicament, which is no longer necessary. What exactly was the result of that conversation?
Oh, well, he told me the fate of your souls, and what mine would have been if I didn't deal with this problem.
And
Well, you're all going to hell. When you all die, you all go to hell and are damned forever. I had no interest in that. I really didn't want it.
And what way were you going to pursue to fix that?
Well, either the deal was that if I helped destroy all of you now, then I wouldn't have to go, or if you found a way to solve it, which you did, so that's all good.
When you returned from talking to Bessarag, you weren't particularly looking like you were going to attack us on the spot, however.
Oh no, it seemed like a very bad idea to help the devil. I mean, I don't really want to trust.
Well, there's some sense there. Phew. I had thought you were, well, doing something you shouldn't be, but it seems that you have some wits about you.
Really, I would rather be out of this whole thing, and now I am. So that's really good.
You should consider yourself in a more preferable spot, at least. I wouldn't want you to simply disappear out of everyone's affairs quite yet.
Oh, I would have a very hard time disappearing out of people's affairs.
I figured as much.
In fact, I'm a little invested now. I want to see how it ends, and ideally, it should have a dramatic way of happening.
Oh, it's gonna be very dramatic.
Since it's too boring, I might have to spice it up.
You think that we're doomed to have our souls be damned to hell or whatever? Well, let me tell you, hell doesn't know what it got itself into.
See, that sounds that's supposed to sound like you're confident, but really it sounds like you don't know.
Is there a difference?
Both things can be true.
He didn't nuts to that. Fair enough.
I know that whatever hell is expecting, whatever mother, as you call her, is expecting, it's not gonna happen. And that's all that matters. How exactly I will do that, details don't really matter, do they?
Have turned out well so far. Seem it would still if we continue the way we're going. But yes, it would be nice to, well, get access to that knowledge. Perhaps there is something more concrete that we can find.
And I suppose I shouldn't keep it a secret now, since I'm sort of done with all this, and you want to be friends, and I like that. This whole thing is really working out pretty well. So if we do this whole thing with the priests, and we make sure that they can keep the books for us, and we can just have all the knowledge of them, then you know I might as well give you some more knowledge then.
Which would be.
Well, as I said, I didn't really know about this whole thing, or anything, or the devil, but after I had eaten the goop, I of course dug around and continued looking about, and I found a message from your mother hidden so that only someone tied to you could find it.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that detail. I did not forget about that little detail. How about you finally tell us?
Well, it was a pretty long message, really. I think it was supposed to be very endearing. It worked on me. I kind of like her, really. She seemed nice.
I'm afraid I don't share the sentiment, but if
Not
it's
at all what you would expect, really. But anyway, she wanted to tell you something that she hadn't told the devils, that maybe they hadn't told you. Because apparently she felt that hell, even though it was contract bound to tell what she had told them to tell, would not necessarily tell the whole truth, or at least not put out every possibility.
Valinov just glares at him to
yeah,
continue.
like we're not gonna keep prompting you, my friend.
He waits sort of an annoying bit of time. Says, well, I'll just tell you then. You see, hell supposedly, and he looks at you because he doesn't actually know. It's told you that when the ritual is complete and your mother returns, that you'll have to fight and kill each other because someone's soul has to go to hell. But your mother's message was different. Really, a lot like you, kind of. It said in it that if you had survived for long enough and were powerful enough, then maybe you could all join forces and just tell hell to, his metaphor breaks down, go to hell. That you didn't have to fight. That there were three parties, and sure, hell would work with either of you to kill the other one, but you could also work together to just not have to deal with hell at all.
As far as I'm aware, we were told that if the ritual were to finish, we would all go to hell, not just one of us.
Gee, oh no, not finished like that. Like be completed. Like like you have a big dramatic situation where she returns, and he sort of turns his head because maybe he doesn't actually know as much as he hoped he did, and then there will be you will your she will go back to the ruin, and you'll be there, and then without you having to die, she'll be back.
Hmm. Well, I would question the validity of that from her, but what would be the point of telling us this? It achieves nothing for her to lie, really. Doing as, well, she, I guess, originally intended, whether or not she told us to. We are gaining in power. That much is true.
She said that that you were all very difficult to acquire, and she that
Yes.
would be better. It's at home.
Well, what are you waiting for?
We were going to go and put Toddle Mist in the library.
I think that can wait.
He nods. He suppose he's an old dragon. Says, all right. Well, I will be back when I find it. It's around here somewhere. We'll take flight, flying off across the mountains to the west.
Berserk turns to Veligith and says, well, while he is somewhat difficult to talk to, there is no question that he is valuable. You have, well, done well in getting his assistance.
The amount of patience I'm finding in myself is staggering.
I am also quite surprised at that. Forgive me, but you were never one for waiting.
Here's the thing. I'm not waiting. I'm not patient. I'm going to need an outlet very soon. And I'm genuinely hoping that his plan for Red and Seer does not work out, and that we burn the entire damn place down. And then, maybe then, I don't know what happens then actually.
Well, then presumably you wouldn't have to vent for another few years, yes?
A few weeks, maybe at this rate.
True enough.
I don't want to talk to people. I don't want to talk to that fool of a copper dragon, but it is the best way forward, and it annoys me so much. I think if the whole deal with Elm hadn't happened recently, I would have already been at that copperfool's throat.
Well, we can at least have some joy in the knowledge that he's given us. But yes, I think Red and Seer is a good target. However, raging across without a strategic plan might, well, not give us the result we want. Strike them where they're vulnerable, cripple them. Perhaps our assault would be a better distraction. But let me deal with that. I feel you are the better for just letting loose, right?
I certainly hope so. I'd hope that Emmy would step up to do the talking.
Well, there are
But I
times
suppose
that we must do things that we are uncomfortable with.
Doing a lot of those. But soon. Well, soon in relative terms. Maybe there will be times where I can do the things I'm comfortable with.
Yes, quite. There is a lot of distractions currently in the valley and elsewhere that prevents me from doing anything that I would wish to do. But he waves his claw and says, no matter, but your, well, new acquirement, as he waves his claw back to in the direction of I guess the captain's quarters or wherever he's hanging about. How does he fare?
I haven't checked on him yet. I'm not sure what to expect.
Well,
Yeah.
I am not one for understanding the whims of divinity, but if you require my alchemical assistance, then feel free to ask. He does seem quite damaged.
Well, even if it's like the equivalent of a shrug. If it wasn't meant to work, it wouldn't have worked. Therefore, it was probably meant to work.
Peristic's just has a grim frown at that, but doesn't say anything. How long did the dragon say he was going to be? Or did you just say he was just going to go and come back whenever?
Oh,
Okay.
he doesn't live right next door.
Probably gonna be a little while.
Yeah.
All right.
He has to. He lives allegedly out in some of the earth modes.
Is that enough
Out of
time?
cavern.
Is that enough time for Veristrix to have a bit of a scout of Red and Seer? Or is that too far away?
Yeah, he could do that.
Yeah, Veristrix would like to take a peek and see how it's structured. Because if we're
Bit of
going
a flight.
yeah,
Days of flight.
it's free to come with if he wishes. But
I don't think that's really what he's in the mood for currently.
it's fine. Veristrix will head out to scout to draft up a plan of action. They're going to attack this city.
All right. Yeah. What does I mean?
So,
Yeah.
I suppose what Veristrix wants to get at is, there's going to be some resistance when they attack, but what Veristrix would like to do is identify any parts of the city that he can attack to cripple them. Like, I don't know. I mean, he's an evil dragon, right? If there's any vulnerable citizens that he can direct, so that the town's people are more concerned with saving them rather than a resistance, so to speak. Like, I don't know, I guess there's no such thing as hospitals in fantasy worlds, but like, I don't know, temples, stuff like that, like stuff that people would be more concerned with saving than basically like a distraction within a distraction, right? Like, because they're attacking the town to make a distraction, but they don't want to have the full of Red and Seer to bear against them. They want to mitigate. We want to mitigate that resistance as well. So
Sure. I think you might. Grimmeth might have gotten some of this information in the past. But yeah, you can do a flight over. It takes like actually a while to fly there, like a couple days to go there and back.
Right.
Given the distance. Well, from here, right, from your own there.
Yeah.
Yeah. The city is essentially not really a city at all. It's more a sort of old sort of fortress temple, really lies. It has an outer wall and an inner wall with a couple buildings in between, and then sort of a keep-like structure in the center. It's fairly tall and probably contains the actual library. It has no real windows. Presumably, you have magical light inside, given that candles are probably not a thing. Upon that wall are guards, seemingly, and ballistae visible. The city is slight down the road from the hill by the water's edge. There's a small dock, some houses, a large, what seems to be like a market square, where normally maybe market would be, but right now it's clogged with refugees, presumably from Elm, that are there.
Right.
Beyond that, slight distance from the from the village city center, there's what seems to be like a strange shaped copper roof building. What is probably the adventurous tavern.
Right. Yeah.
Which seems to have a large population of adventurers, certainly, working doing that. The slight bit of distance between the fortress temple and sort of the city proper, village proper, seems to suggest that those two are two distinct entities. Though it's all Red and Seer, they don't necessarily have a great relationship. Certainly, the gates to the monastery are closed.
Right. Okay.
The average citizen. Well, so there's probably adventurers. There's probably some form of militia He sees a couple guards like overwatching the refugees, right?
Yeah.
And then in the Fortress Monastery, there's probably, a bunch of different types of people try to protect wealth, power.
Okay. Good to get a gauge on what exactly you're coming up against.
Any other questions you want?
I suppose what I'm looking for is basically when we go attack the town, is there a place that he can recognize that would do the most damage? Like an
In
elicit
terms of
well,
casualty?
no, just in general. So like, again, we're making an distraction for the Copper Dragon to get into the library. So it can be casualties, it can be property damage, it can be anything.
I mean, the most chaos would probably just be attacking the refugees in the center of the square. I mean, there's a big open area. There's like tents and tarps put up for them.
Yeah.
But they don't really have any real shelter. Probably won't be able to resist a whole lot. Or they probably would have done so defending Elm. So if he has no qualms about that, he can certainly land and make it destroy things there.
Yeah.
He probably would be in range of the Fortress Temple's Ballistae, though, which might
Okay.
problematic. But they have long enough range that most of the
Right.
would be within range.
That is all the pertinent questions I have.
There is something strange about those ballistae. They look like he doesn't see any ammunition by them.
Oh,
Who knows what? Maybe they're fake.
No, I think he's been in enough danger that he knows that there's something else afoot with that. So I'll make a mental note to be careful. Yeah. Okay. I think that's all he'll be able to gather or want to gather for now.
All right. Does Velignith has anything he wants to do with a couple days while Varstrig's out scouting?
It sort of depends whether Captain Black Dragon recovers in that time or not.
Yes, I think within the couple days he'd recover enough that he might have a hard time talking, but as turns out, not his body. Now strangely scarred. It seems as if sort of a black crusty skin has grown over the wounds, coloring the man's sort of throat, mouth, jaw, and sort of half of his face. Sort of like what Ophisterolix has on his face, seemingly permanent. Damage the perhaps pain does not transfer to him as much as it does to the individual who's currently being puppeted around by him. So yes, there would be a chance to speak to him. He probably would be sitting down, like a chair,
Yeah, Velignith would do as he likes to do. Basically, just walk up to someone and then be available to be spoken to.
Mm-hmm.
Expecting, of course, that offer to be taken.
The person looks very, very tired, sort of an immense fatigue on the human face, almost as if as a face of a much older man, beyond the burning and scarring. I suppose I owe you a thank you.
You owe me much more than that.
Figure turned slightly, clearly not used to the mannerisms of the body it's currently in. Sort of doing a twitch, almost trying to turn its head the wrong way. I suppose there might be something to that. Would it be naive to ask you why you did what you did?
It would not be naive at all, because what I am doing is hardly ordinary or expected, I think. I'm doing what I'm doing because I am aware of my own shortcomings. Strange to admit, perhaps, but I see much value, profit, whatever word you would like to use for that thing, in working together. I've been forced through odd circumstances to work together with who I consider my siblings these days. And I seek to expand the same relationship to others in an attempt to not only change our immediate area, but everything. For the better, obviously.
You'll understand that I'm not sympathetic to your current situation.
I don't expect you to be. But as far as I've gathered, we, surprisingly enough, appear to have people who we share some animosity with.
Vaguely.
Your liquefied state interests me. How did it happen?
He looks at Velignus as if thinking about if telling Velignus could come back to hurt him. Probably something he does a lot. Quite a counterpoint to Visterlix is sort of blabbering constantly. Why does that interest you?
Because
probably more winning time than it.
Because I do in fact know how it happened, but wanted to use it as a segue for my next offer.
Then tell me your next offer.
I have very, very much interest in working against the person who has done what you have experienced to you. As I've been part of a similar, although not quite as fatal experience.
He nods.
In addition, as I've just said, I am not only interested in changing the world, but also keeping it changed, which I do not believe is one of my strengths. Hence why I'm looking for... I haven't quite found the right word yet. Well, let's just call them people to keep the status quo once it's the way I want it to be. It should come naturally, really. Claiming territory and keeping those inside said territory under your control, so to speak. An arrangement that I think you will find acceptable.
How do
of
you
course,
want status quo to be? What is your end game?
Quite frankly, that's irrelevant for the moment, because we are far from there yet. Besides, in your current state, that wouldn't really work. So consider your current arrangement perhaps preferable over your previous one, but still temporary. There's room for improvement there.
He nods.
I
Maybe said twice.
I quite frankly have a vested interest in making your life much better. Not because of any sort of budding relationship or attempts at gaining anything whatsoever from you, but from the simple fact that you and I are dragons in a world that does not respect us in the way that it should.
He smiles slightly at that, and sort of a vicious smile. And says, "Yes, I have been quite humiliated in the last couple decades."
I expect that your experiences were shared by many others.
Perhaps.
I seek to gain significant personal power by trying to reclaim the world for our kind. In the name of the Queen of Dragons.
He nods slightly and says, "I can work with that."
Very good.
Though it'll take a little getting used to this current form.
Obviously.
It is certainly preferable to my previous.
He too is working for me. I don't know how reliable he will be, but he might prove useful, at least in the short term.
I was going to suggest we gut him and throw him in the sea.
As much fun as that would be, and the thought has crossed my mind too, I have to make a lot of sacrifices to move certain plans forward, which includes not doing things I would like to do.
Well, I certainly prefer this current form to being a pool of liquid on the floor, and as such, I will not argue with you.
Very good. Now, I suspect that there were 3 others who have been turned into goop with you. You would not be aware of who or where they might have been.
Shakes his head. No, the whole situation was quite involuntary.
I suspected as much.
I was brought to a place outside of time and space, a device of some sort. There was privy to a ritual, old magic. Couldn't be done anymore, as far as the device contained it, and well, I was as close to death as anyone could be, I think, though somehow clinging and lingering. I do not know if I can die.
I have no intention of letting you find out exactly whether or not you can die. That you are of no use to me.
Nods. It was always my dream to live. Though this was not exactly what I had in mind, it does have some benefit.
Such as?
Well, being an unconscious pool of liquid is certainly better than being dead. There's the possibility of someone else pouring you into a vessel.
I suppose.
Find a decent enough vessel, and perhaps it could even rival my previous form. I'd like to make the best.
Of course, something to keep in mind for the future. For now, your current state will work well enough for my purposes.
I have, or had, I suppose, some siblings to the north.
Would they cooperate?
Oh, no, most definitely not. They hate, well, we all have a third dislike for one another. However, their particular physique might be close to the one I'm used to. They might also take the ingestion without too much trouble, given the nature of their power. I would not be able to subdue them in this current form, certainly. Perhaps some sort of arrangement could be made. You are smaller than they would be, but as I understand, there are others.
Do not make the mistake of judging me by my size nor age. I have done things, significant things, ones that I'm not willing to share, but you can imagine.
Of that I have no doubt. Certainly most of them spent their time sort of in petty struggles trying to kill one another.
Yes, there's one to the north that I've not encountered personally. However, he has sent a messenger giving me outrageous demands. I, in turn, have, well, found his lair and not done much else. I suppose facing him would be enjoyable. And if it also profits us, I could move that up in my priority.
No. Certainly such a thing would profit me, and through me, you. We are somewhat bound together after all. Similar
Somewhat.
fate. Though it seems different forces keep us in the world. Have you tried it? Death?
I have no interest in ever trying that.
Well, I would be curious to see what happens if it does.
That is a very dangerous curiosity to speak out loud in my presence.
Take it as honesty, which from one of my kind might be somewhat of a boon.
Consider changing your honesty to be less questionable.
Understood. So far, you seem to wish me simply to make dominion.
So far, yes. I will most certainly have more specific use for you, but for now, I'm pleased that my plan actually worked as I expected it to.
I suppose I will see what this form has given me to work with, though I sadly have not retained any memory or other benefits of the person. I still feel them inside, some squirming. I will see if I can figure something out. It shouldn't be worse than many other challenges.
Well, do consider ways that you can convince me to actually help you in the ways that I could. I'm not going to do these things out of the good of my heart or any nonsense. But you can certainly think of some palpable benefits.
I can try.
That's all I ask. And, of course, those tries being successful.
I think that's in both our best interests.
At this point, I think we'll basically turn and walk away. Conversation is over.
Jetheston watches him. Clearly, the mood of the creature seems to be sort of an acceptance of being humbled. As someone who's going through something very embarrassing, but doing so with a glum acceptance that this is the only way things are going to be.
It's acceptable.
We can probably go to Varistrix returning.
Yes, Is the Copper Dragon back yet, or is he still
Who's
gone?
derelict turning to?
Guess. Trust.
Yes, he seems to be carrying a like, how do I describe it? Like a large piece of stone covered in fine sort of inlayings of metal strands, much like circuitry, or say, a computer where someone forcibly removed a graphics card by tearing it out of it,
Right.
something like that. Certainly inelegantly removed from somewhere.
Well,
Cairn stone.
What now?
What did you miss?
You just said a word that I acoustically didn't catch.
Oh, like a cairn stone, like a large stone
okay.
with that's been engraved a whole bunch. Like a
Okay.
magical sort of component of some larger thing. Hence my computer analogy.
Yeah.
As he sort of plonks it down unceremoniously on the for landing, sort of.
Yeah. Verishex makes like a hiss of annoyance as like it's dumped on the floor like that. He will before he gets a chance to land and get himself comfortable. I think Verishex will pick it up.
Okay, it's about the size of like a small stool, like for a halfling.
Oh wow, big.
Yeah. As he sort of grasps it, he can immediately. I mean, he's a psionic being, so I think uniquely, perhaps, he will sense the basically that there's a psionic presence in the stone that reaches out to him.
Okay.
Through his touch.
Hesitantly probe it.
Okay, I mean, it's really it seems to be a lingering thing, like
an echo.
Someone has stored a memory.
Well, if it's he's trying to get it across to him. So I mean, if it's trying to do that, then he'll see if it has anything for him. Sense.
Sure. Yeah, it seems to be a message. First, there's like a, it's psionic. So really, he touches it and sort of in his mental state. Again, uniquely for him, perhaps that's a place he's used to being.
Yeah.
So it's like if he went home and on his TV, you would see it. Well, other people, it might be a pretty intrusive process.
Sure.
To him, not so much. He will just have a voice speaking to him. Yafel's voice, probably the first time he's ever heard it. It's accented, Thayan, but I won't be doing that because that would be very difficult. My sons, my daughter, I hope you have all grown well. I have left this place, as well as a few others for you to eventually find. I wanted to have a way to leave information for you that Hell will not be able to easily access. Part of the bargain with Hell was that you be informed of the deal, and your part in it. However, I expect Hell to have bent the truth as much as possible. Hell is indeed promised our souls, should we perish before the ritual is complete. When the ritual is done, I will have returned substantially stronger than when I died. You will, ideally, be adults and powerful in your own right. Hell has told you this, I'm sure. Hell has stressed that When I return, we will fight and kill one another, one soul going to hell while the other can leave. I leave this message to tell you that such an end is indeed not needed. When I return, I will be wary. I will be in whatever has come of the world after my death. I want to make you an offer. Let us not fight when I return, but instead, let us refuse Hell's demands. They will try to cheat, to get us all regardless. If we fight, they will try to kill whoever wins. Should we, however, stand together, then Asmodeus himself should be thinking twice before refusing our demands for freedom. Beyond that, I will give you some information about yourselves. You were all very difficult to acquire and very expensive to restore. I chose you from others, as you were the ones who would survive the ritual. Were you to return to the chamber where you were hatched, you would find bones and shells for a dozen more. You're failed, brother. Before I attempted the plan you are part of, I attempted others. Adult dragons, celestials, infernals, mortals. I was creative, to say the least, rather proud of it, really. And I tried whatever the fates suggested might work. Therefore, at least believe that I care for you in some way. If nothing else, because you're the product of immense effort on my part. I'm proud of you, as you're my utmost work, my magnum opus. You're the only children I will ever care to have, and I look forward to seeing you grown and strong when we meet in distant years beyond whatever apocalypse is coming. It seems as if the message here is torn. Perhaps there were more feelings or emotions or some such, but whatever was done to this stone seems to have sort of perhaps ripped the last bit off.
Ershix comes out of his inner world, so to
It
speak.
takes like only like a tenth of a second.
Ershix smiles and looks and says, "Well, I know now that you speak the truth. It's wise to be cautious, yet this brings a new light on our predicament."
Does it, though?
Well,
she used us. The fact that there is a possibility for her to survive as well is irrelevant.
well, no, more so that we have a choice. If we cannot ourselves fight against Hell's design for us, then we can use her as she has used us, and then be done with her. There is he smirks and says, "She has made an offer, which means that we can take it, but that doesn't necessarily mean we have to hold it. I care not much for this woman. There is some degree in which I would not be here if for her, but it is a cursed existence, and such I would never work with her. In good intention." Yeah, he kind of stops there. Shakes his head and says, "Whatever the case, right now it means nothing. But it is something. It is information that we have been looking for. It is something. It is a start. Which is good. However, perhaps we should talk about those plans in the present. Redensir. I have taken another look the remnants of Elm, some refugees, perhaps from some other places. They have taken refuge there, however, Redenseer has not, they are very clumped together, and so if we attack them directly, there would be, abject chaos. They are looking for safety, and if, another dragon attack would occur, it would be a good distraction. However, there is the case of, the defenses, the ballistae. There is something off about them, and we must be wary, which is why I would suggest, perhaps, the Veil of Night would be the best time. Who knows what they may have elsewhere.
If Sterelix being within earshot here will nod vigorously. Oh yes, the ballistae, they're very bad.
Could you elaborate?
Oh yeah, they shoot lightning, and they don't need to be manned by anyone.
I'd assume they're not manned by anything, that they react to something.
They seem to react to dragons, at least.
It's unfortunate. They probably would not be tricked by any illusion. They just work by our sense. So
I can't be sure. But I can be sure that when the door is broken, I can get Toddlemist. I'll even do you one better. The Comerians there. I think I have a method to trick them to leave.
you do,
What?
and that would be useful. But what method? What method are you going to do?
Well, you see, they actually kind of trust me. And so if I set up a meeting with them outside of then they will go and leave to go to that meeting because they know I have a problem with the Octopus. And then meanwhile, we can get Toddlemist into the library.
Comerians trust you?
And says, yes, you see, they judge by my color. I'm a very good dragon.
Well, I guess we should be glad for that prejudice then. Scoffs and says, if that is what you can do.
That sounds like something a purple would say.
It does, doesn't it?
He barrels on and continues, not reacting, and says, if you can do that, then yes, that would be a boon. Give us more time. Less two.
Well, I mean, they will be back after a couple hours.
Yes, but we won't be. Assuming
Hence why it's good to just knock in the door and then distract, and then I can have time to.
Yes, I think we should do this sooner rather than later. I don't think we'll need Emmy for this.
No.
She will be interested in the...
I will tell her.
Sure. She will be interested in the contents, I'm sure, but I suppose once we have your contact in there, she can have whatever questions she has answered. Perhaps we can even find a way to allow us to look at the actual pictures. We have a set of stones that allow us to transmit voice over long distances. Perhaps there's a way to transmit vision as well.
Trix thinks and says, that item is special over long distances, perhaps not, but there could be ways I do not know about. Irregardless.
No, it might be better if you don't actually kill any of the guards.
What? You didn't mention anything about being that careful.
Well, they'd be a lot less mad if you're careful. And then maybe we cannot have to deal with them ever again.
I believe the act of attacking the town that they defend is enough of animosity for them.
Well, if you don't kill anyone, then that's, a distraction.
Right, but if we don't kill anyone, surely they will notice that we are not.
Yes, they might think. I don't know what they will think, but it'll be interesting to hear what they think.
And besides, fire isn't exactly friendly. It would be difficult.
Take the fun out of the entire
Too
thing.
difficult. Then of course you don't have.
Your concerns are noted. Say, this message of our mother. There's more of them?
Perhaps. I mean, I found it in a pretty hidden place.
Yes.
I think it was supposed to be underground.
It would seem that from what I experienced, there was more, yet it seems this is a larger, well, a piece from a larger whole, so to speak.
I mean, Malignant can literally touch the thing
Yeah,
and have
you
the
can get it
exact
too.
same experience in a tenth of a second.
Sure.
Vertex would probably warn you a little bit though, because you're not used to it. So
it's very much like fall. You know those things where you're laying in bed and suddenly you feel like you're falling backwards.
Yeah, it's terrible.
It's exactly like that, but except you also now suddenly have this memory of this being told to. It's like a judder, and then you're like, oh, okay.
Vertex gives you like a knowing look, like, puke? Are you good? Like,
it's not that bad. It's just like a shock almost.
Yeah, but still a shock.
Mm-hmm.
So, how would we find the others? There's more information than we should have at the point.
Maybe it was on there, but it had been torn out of the ground.
Well, where underground was it supposed to have been?
I don't know. It must have been put there before the Earth Mouse exploded. Because I found it in an Earth Note. So it's stuck in there.
How were we supposed to find that in the first place?
I don't know. Maybe there's another one. Maybe you were supposed to find something else. I don't know. A lot have changed since the spell plague. A lot of gods died. If you noticed, and a lot of sort of places changed. The sea withdrew, and the ground exploded. So maybe these things are just buried around.
Well, now that we have one, looks down on it, perhaps with time I could use it to locate the others. Perhaps even Reddit's here will provide some knowledge on that, but perhaps we should do that first.
I'm going to be very, very nice and say that you can just have that one. Even though it's mine, you can just have it.
Oh.
I don't think it was ever truly yours. It has always been ours because it was addressed towards us. But let's not dwell about the details.
Well, it worked when I touched it.
Yes, perhaps you should stop eating random goop off the ground.
I won't do that again. That was a very bad time.
So, Radenseer, how quickly can you organize this meeting? We might as well get this over with.
It might take a couple of days, but within that time.
Then you do that. We attack when they're distracted. Smack open the door.
And then as soon as you've done that, I'll begin to bring Toddlemist inside.
Sure.
And then when he's inside, we can all withdraw. Though I suppose I don't have a good way to tell you because then they would know too. So just give as much time as you can, and then we'll see. After the door's broken.
If close enough, I can send you a message. But yes, in the chaos, perhaps best to give you as much time as we can.
In terms of not killing anyone, I think we'll do actually quite the opposite. Like, we have to make it look right, after all. Otherwise, they'll suspect the ruse. And if they want to come into this valley, into these mountains to annoy us, then so be it.
Well, I'll try to focus on getting the door open, and then if you want to fight some of the evil clerics and scholars, then you can do that.
Priorities, I suppose.
Well, I have no pressing concerns. I am also ready to prepare. Let us do it then.
Good,
Okay,
good. That's true. That should be good. I'll go and get that done then. Then I'll fly off to the other.
Okay.
Seem to be, well, restrictions upon restrictions upon restrictions. I would wish that you would just tell it all in one go, but matter. We will get the door open and then we will see. Having another creatures mad at me is something I'm used to. Surely it wouldn't be so bad for another one.
There's gonna be a lot of people mad about us soon enough. Might as well get started. Although thinking about it, the Northern Red Seer was supposed to perhaps give us insight on our situation. But I'm feeling fairly confident that we know quite a lot already. I will be surprised if there's any new revelations in there.
Perhaps, but it is also, well, a source of knowledge for everything else. If we have plans, then, well, we have a source.
Yes.
Well, a lot to do then. I will go and prepare myself. I will stay here if you don't mind.
You may, of course.
Good then. Scuttle off. Back to his empty room.
Into a featureless, like,
Yeah.
9 by 9 meters square cubed room.
Does Varstrix have a way to contact, or like that his people can contact him here?
That's a good question. Well, I think every morning, like, he has a sending ritual, so I mean, I'm fairly sure that he will basically give like timely pokes to someone who's necessarily in charge and be like, I would like a status report or tell me what's going on, and they can respond in kind.
All right, well, that's pretty systematic.
Yeah.
Yes, he will then be told that the hag, one of the cults is probably a little freaked out by the sort of crazy monster that a hag is to a non-dragon. We'll say that the hag has apparently sent someone.
Send someone. Well, I guess you'll have to go and check that out. So perhaps you'll make a detour then and go back there.
Sure. And indeed, there is someone, one of the Dwergar, reporting that Mother Druma would wish to speak when it's available.
All right. Well, I think that can wait till after Eden's here. Unless, like, she's in danger, but I assume she would be more urgent with that, so...
The Dwergar doesn't seem to elaborate beyond that. Seemingly, Varstrix supposedly would know what it's about.
Yeah. Can't wait. It's a few days. He can make the trek. He'll go back and arrange a formal meeting with her. Just in case things have progressed to something that he has to deal with. He can always return. He has a few days. Fine. So he will go.
All right.
Fly away.
Sure. He will go down under.
Yeah.
All right.
He'll
yeah.
go personally.
He can indeed find Mother Druma, though she's not at his lair. She's, in fact, still at the Coven area. Seemingly wanting him to come to her.
And he
Yes, she will show him by the underfield, the large area that Dwergar sort of farm. She will take him to the edge of sort of the water inlet that sort of lets the water sort of splash over the crops and such, and show that on top of the water seems to be like a thin, very thin layer of like a oily liquid,
Hmm.
a thin foam, almost imperceptible, but the hag has seen it before in one of her nightmares. Will point. See.
Yes, he sees. It's,
It seems that there is a way in which this comes from. He gestures out to the sort of rather large system of caves that leads very clean and mineral-rich water into the field. There are goblins, large crabs as well. Nothing to be worried about, though I do not know what effect this will have as it enters the food.
well, for the time being, it would seem I need to procure some alternate sources for you. This is clearly not safe. And I will
Perhaps.
deal with the source. For now, unfortunately, I have a very pressing concern.
I have been informed of similar patches in other bodies of water.
And they come from, or at least connect to, points back up the stream.
Yes, like this to the south, further south than your lairs, there were an area once filled with carrion crawlers. That there is a swampy stretch of tunnel. That too seems to have patches.
Hmm.
As I know, connected. I have not explored further. Similarly, in the area surrounding your camp to the south fields, there too I smell it. Thin, sure. Far too little to truly infect someone, but if it is there, perhaps more will come.
Certainly an omen of what could come, yes, I agree.
It seems to be everywhere. She looks at him.
It is certainly a concern. Well, thinks to himself, yeah, he's not gonna take a sample of that. That seems like a bad idea. He will look at Mother Druma and say, doubt you have seen in your dreams that there is, well, a conflict ahead of us.
Quite
But
so.
he smiles and says, worry not. The measure that, well, we have come up with, and, well, when I find the source of this, deal with it, perhaps it is the same, perhaps not, but it will be done, and we will prosper.
She looks at the dragon and says nothing. Now, gripping her sort of eyeball staff. She just gives a nod, clearly not convinced this is fine.
Yeah, well,
As you say, then, you know both of our fates in this situation.
do advise that you do not, well, consume any of this for now. I will be back in at least a 10-day, and then I will. Then our plan, perhaps, will be put into motion. My plan.
There are many creatures in these waters that are not as wise as I. Bear that in mind.
He nods. And he, there's a bit of silence as he looks at the water. Will nod to himself and take his leave.
Sure. How often does Relignith go home to his lair?
Not that often as of late. He's
I
probably like twice a 10-day at this rate, just to check up if everything is still okay, because that's where he has all his stuff, and of course he has to check up on his stuff occasionally. But he would never stay for too long.
When he checks up on it, Yenor will have a mention, or perhaps actually he will see it, given how he moves around as he goes into his hot water sort of dive room. He too will notice that a bit of the water coming out of the sort of the hot water pipe is thicker than usual.
Like goopy, gross thick, or what?
There's like a little bit of like a slick, oily something in it. It sort of plops into the hot. If you shines like light upon it, it gives that the sort of oily surface reflection of multicolor look.
Is it flammable?
He doesn't know.
I mean, he's obviously gonna try.
It's sizzle and gives sort of a blackish smoke. But it does not seem to burn, really.
Huh.
It seems very similar to what he has tried to burn before on a dwarven boat.
Huh. Well, that's not good. He doesn't even know where this water is coming from exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Might be something he has to check out sooner rather than later.
But he can dive through it to get to his lair.
Yeah, he'll go that way.
Sure.
Look up on it. Look at his stuff. Take a nap on it, and then leave again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Good. There's certainly not enough there to cover him as he dives through it. He sort of pulls the lever and the water is gone, so he doesn't even have to touch it.
And even if there was enough, whatever that Aboleth is doing wouldn't affect him anyways.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes, definitely not.
No.
He doesn't have to be. As he can go through that and return to service. Happy as can be. As you both can, if you wish. And you want to fly towards Reddenseer.
Yep. Let's resolve Reddenseer and not make it take another 40 sessions. Wouldn't that be nice?
Well, we'll see, I guess.
All right. You can fly towards Reddenseer. Nothing in the air stopping you. Flying past the burned ruins of Elm. Maybe stopping there to rest a little bit before flying on to rest. Yeah, I mean, as usual, you'd probably stop a bit of a distance away in sight of the city, but what's the plan here?
I think the plan would be to wait for Officer Alex to have arranged this meeting to draw the Chimerians out, which hopefully should be like noticeable whether they are there or not. And then, assuming we can somehow work out the timing properly, we'll do the attack to do a distraction and maybe bail or maybe not. Who knows?
We'll hit
You've
the
got time.
refugees, so
You probably won't see the Chimerians leave, but you know, if you don't see them there, that's probably because they aren't. The city's really not there. Yeah, which means that you can really go ahead if you want.
Then, with a loud roar and determination, I think we shall.
yes. Let's dive.
Willing if we'll like pretend that some of the buildings are copper dragons to get some frustration out of the way, even though, you know, he is providing value, but God.
So yeah. So what I'm hearing is that you're going for the village sort of proper.
Yes.
Yep.
All right. Yeah. If you copy
The
your token.
village and then the door. Just do as much damage as possible, really. Where's my token? It's in the Serpent Valley. Right, copied.
Okay.
Put yourself down. I can give you a little map here of the town square.
All right.
Good. Because you know you can begin trashing houses as like that's not hard for you. You got that. Something you can do. And you know, I suppose you just swoop in and begin to like breathe fire on homes and I don't know, psychonetically punch them out.
Yeah. I mean, the copper dragon suggested we don't kill anyone, but surely setting houses on fire is fine.
Well, what Verusix would like to do instead, while Belignus is doing that, is that he has powers of misdirection in a sense. So he would like to, instead of hitting things, he would like to set the people against each other. Basically getting them to attack one another. So he's not killing them; they're kind of hurting themselves, right? So
Sure.
perhaps in the chaos or whatever.
Yeah, this is one of those situations where we could have a skill challenge, but it doesn't really make sense because you're not really like destroying this place is not hard for you.
Mhm.
You can just do it. But you know there is a bell ringing. The militia begins to gather to try to oppose your tyranny and sort of gather up. You're making quite a ruckus after all. The city does want to protect itself at all possible. Because of course, I mean, basically, I'm telling you because you get the chance to not engage. If you don't want to, you can probably leave. Like you could retreat now, having done a bunch of damage, and then not have to deal with the response. You can fly. They can't fly after you.
I mean, there's two thoughts here. One, the goal is to break open the door, which means we don't really need to engage anyone here because, you know, this is not where the door is.
Yeah.
But two, can Veliknev really restrain himself?
So what you're saying is you want to self
Compel yourself.
Yes,
compel
basically.
to,
Because I feel like he has been so incredibly uncharacteristically patient that this is not an opportunity I want to pass up on.
yeah, take your essence and yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
he's a red dragon. He hasn't done many red dragon things since Elm, and that was like weeks ago at this point.
Yeah, I think at this stage, Verusix like knows that this was probably 90% chance that this would happen, and he's prepared. So
Sure.
like that keeps going.
Should you have more than 2 healing surges first?
No, because I'm silly. Let me say thank you.
Yeah,
We had a
I'm pretty
rest.
sure we had a full rest.
We did, but
Yeah,
I didn't update my token. Thank you, Manikai.
all right. You are currently in range of the ballistae, such they will also participate, though you're not really in range to damage them.
All right.
As such. So you will basically land to fight the militia.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, where can I put myself roughly?
Sure, as they rush to wherever you landed. Where here?
Sure, that's fine.
Well,
That will be fine.
some initiative and
Oh, I rolled twice apparently.
that's fine. You rolled better. Did for you. Apparently, I rolled really well. That's some good roll.
Yeah.
Good rolls.
20 and a 19.
As you rush. And we this. Good. So the first thing that'll happen, basically, as you land in this militia, like the bells ringing, you can imagine the sounds of like screaming, fire glittering from roofs. People are like trying to put it out with buckets and such.
Yeah.
A really just the sound of like a zoom as a bolt of lightning strikes towards Verusix.
Right.
Because he's not flying, this has a -2.
Okay.
Does in fact
does it
not
roll?
roll it. Well, let me just.
Sure.
There we go.
That is a miss. Definitely whips out of the way. I guess it strikes the floor behind him.
Mm-hmm.
Ouch.
No harm done.
Yeah. It's a lot of those.
Yeah, well, yeah, Marstic.
All right, let's be quick about this. Breathe. Here. Like so. So that's targets. Gotta have this macro. There you are.
So many rolls. You even wait. How's your crit damage for that 11? That's all right.
Because what do you mean? Why is that not right?
It says hit 11 psychic damage, crit 11.
Because don't crits work with like just you get the maximum damage out of it?
Yeah, but the max would be like 17.
Sure enough. Maybe I didn't. Oh, I didn't update the crit when I updated the True Paragon, right? So
Oh.
it would be not 6 plus. It would be 12 plus. Yeah. Yes, you are correct. It's 17. Thanks for checking that for me.
Well,
right.
your breath blasts and psionically tears away the minds of the militia.
Okay.
They crumble. leaving the more veteran guards members standing, holding their.
Yep. Versix will then rip out a part of himself in his dream form and pop it here. It will immediately strike out, its tail turning into like a lash of psionic energy as it sweeps across. Augment this. So everyone adjacent. Don't have a multi-target for this, so I'll just do times. So 31, 21, and 21 for 13. Difficult terrain around the dream form. So, oh right, yes, it is a psychic power. So all three of them, because of Versix's feet, take a -2 to their next attack. So the effect lingers in their minds. Versix will action search. She'll let him breathe again, so he'll go here.
All right.
Again, and I fix the macro sheep. Get a crit.
All right. Miss. You lot take
2 1s in there.
Right. With his standard action for the action surge, he will total defense. His Paragon is giving him a +4 instead of a +2 to defenses until his next turn.
So essentially, what he does is like he opens his mouth and like turns his head slightly as just people just fall over dead or like scream and blood pops out of their ears.
Like
behind him,
grave.
a psionic form rips itself out of him and flies into the adventuring party that's just appeared. And then I guess he's meditating or like just psionic shielding himself.
Yeah, he's like bracing himself against the floor. I guess you can see like a mantle like shimmer over him of psionic energy as he braces himself for whatever's coming next. Yeah, he's ready. Dawn as well.
Is surprise and lightning.
It's a miss.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, would be miss enough as well.
All right, readying themselves and hang on, a battle cry. They move to attack a dragon.
That's surely a smart idea.
Makes an attack.
No, that was nothing. Unfortunately, the guy moved, which means it's no longer as easy to hit as many as he would like. Actually, that's not true. So he can spear a lot of fire, and he will. With a dragon breath, like so. Where's my button? There it is.
That looks like all hits.
For 20 fire damage.
That's a lot of fire damage.
Nice.
It is. The D10s.
Oh, did you get a fee for that?
I did, yeah. I got the bigger area and the D10s.
That's great.
All burning.
And then Blackbuff will. He's gonna smack this guy twice. His inexorable advance. 22 and 19, those are terrible.
First one hits.
Okay. For 19 damage.
Bloodied by the blow and the fire. Shaken to his core. Dragon not even hurt yet. Ballista will shoot a Varstick.
Okay. It's a 28, so his reflex currently is 27. And as his body moves and he realizes it's not going to work, he's going to use his mind to physically push himself as his intellect fortress pops up to add an extra 3. Now I'm gonna check if that stacks, because if it doesn't, then that's a moot point. So let me check total defense. Because this is important to know.
I don't know why they say range 20.
The bonus for total defense is on type, so it stacks. So 3 to reflex, so he has 30 currently. So it misses.
Okay.
30 reflex, not bad. Not bad at all.
Elm Adventurer, and because we're dragons, we don't really pay attention to who they are or what they do, and such. We roll instead. Another first time they have their turn. All right, so he is a defender.
All right.
Gets the defender trait.
They're quantum adventurers. Uncertain which class they are until they observed.
His strike gets
Schrodinger's
green
adventure.
form. Oh,
No.
that's not. He'll shift over here. Garble. Charge. This sword. No. Step out of fire and try to shoot Relignith. He has a crossbow.
Oh no.
Yes. Oh no. Try to shoot.
Yeah, that's dazed.
Dazed save ends. If he hits you. Right in the face, really.
Yeah.
That's rough. That's rough. Bad.
What mad crossbow is this?
I guess it shoots your eye, right? And you're like just dazed with the pain. I don't know.
Swings his sword. I'll find out who this guy is. He is also a defender.
Just want all of them to be defenders.
Yeah, yeah.
He's right here and swings his sword.
They like overwrite the marks on
Oh
each other.
god.
Oh man.
That is not a sword, it's
That's
a longbow. I guess he shot and then moved.
Alright.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay, that would be then 17 damage, actually, 'cause that's a crit.
70.
And because he's a defender, you are now marked until the end of combat.
He marks me with a longbow.
Yes. First person he damages.
Oh, I marked twice now.
I gave it to him too. So you
Mega
can-
mark. Those range units need to die. They're awful.
This guy is. He is a striker. Well, how exciting! He's next to this thing, so he will.
No.
Shouldn't really see BR in their micro.
Yeah, that's a
why
broken.
that-
Just
broken
close
map.
the thing. That's all. But then you'd have to do for everyone, so we'll ignore it for now. Who cares, right? This is better.
Either way, 12 is a miss on everyone
Over
ever.
here.
Yeah.
Swing against Relignith.
That is a
No.
miss.
Also, he might overwrite the other guy's mark. This guy is. Oh god, we have one of each. He is a ranged striker.
Oh, great.
He'll shift over here.
Cannot shift. Difficult terrain.
Oh,
Unless he can
no,
do that with difficult terrain.
I can't. He's not that kind of adventurer. He does have flanking on the dream form, though. Let's try to.
He does. That's a miss.
This guy can step over here and try to shoot Vorstrix with a bullseye bolt.
Yeah, that's a hit. Let's see here. Vorstrix has already used his reaction, so he can't do that. So yes, he is also dazed.
All right. 14 damage. Then Ballista shoots one against Vorstrix.
That's just a miss.
Vorstrix.
Right, he's dazed. Can I do this now? Hold on. No, I can only do it as an interrupt when it happens. Okay, well, he is dazed then. Can only do one thing. Just fine. It is save ends though, that's good to know. I want to get rid of them. So I don't know what to do. I think I'll actually get rid of these adventurers up here. So he will drop down a dishearten here. Yeah, I think that'll be fine. It's 2 targets. 4 and 28.
24 and 28 both hit.
They will have a -5 to their first attack. -3 till Veristrix's next turn. Guess he's dazed, so he's done. So let's try and save. Oops. That's not how that works.
What?
Sorry.
You rolled a -2?
The minus is beside the 0, okay? He doesn't save.
Alright, well. Ballistic can hit him.
That is just a hit now.
Okay.
So, because his defenses are gone. So that's 15 lightning.
Anti-dragon artillery. That's what they're supposed to do.
Yeah, for sure.
And we'll attack Relicnith. And he'll try to use his encounter power. Because he's flanking right now.
Oh no.
So he'll use his attack. That should be a 31.
Yes.
If it hits, he gets another free attack. For a 37 or 27.
27 also hits.
Okay, so total 12 damage.
Oh no.
And I guess he is marked you now.
It's like 2 picks poking you don't know where to turn to.
As a free action, Relicnith has decided that setting arrow to the eye will not stop him. So he will take 10 damage and save automatically. Because screw being dazed. Then as a minor action, let's see, how hurt is Veristrix? We're both fairly hurt.
Focus on yourself. If you go down, we're definitely forked. So
yeah,
I have stuff I can do. Don't worry.
Okay. In that case, first of all, he is gonna heal himself. Where's my button for that? Healing word. Healing surge plus 20. As these puny humans will not keep him down. Oh, and he gains another 5, because whenever he heals, he gets an extra 5, no matter who he heals. Healing for casual 48. And then he's going to provoke a bunch of attacks, because he's going to use a ranged burst. Blast? Burst? Burst.
They'll take it. 1 attack.
That is a miss.
Attack. And
Miss.
3 attack.
Miss. He will cast a flame strike on the 3 adventurers to the north.
Right. Targeting the dream form too?
Yep. Actually, he will hit all 4 of them, because it's a big one.
Alright.
Actually, I need to roll 5 then, I guess. Each enemy? I'm pretty sure that's everyone. Let me check if it's just... Oh no, it targets only enemies. Okay.
Yay.
Just ignore the last roll then, I guess.
And so 1 miss.
So 19 fire and 9 ongoing fire.
Wow.
Or half damage on a miss.
That's nice.
One of my dailies.
It's very good. Column of just like the ground just that's great.
They try to stab the dragon as it rears up to breathe, like, because I guess that's what he's doing, right?
Yeah, basically.
It's like a massive breath that then turns into like a flaming cyclone or something.
It's like his normal breath, except like sticky. It's more like napalm. And minor and standard. I think that'll be his turn actually.
All right. Another shot against Veristrix.
Yep.
I supposedly have 2 action points, but I don't think that's actually true.
press it, it resets to 1.
Yeah.
Ow, those things hurt a lot.
This guy takes ongoing damage. And he'll go over here. Provoking for the reform if it can do attack.
I can use my powers from its space, but I don't know if Veristrix can use ranged powers. No, he can't. So not yet, no.
Sure, then he'll go and swing sword.
Yep.
15 damage, and you are marked.
Okay.
1 hit point, no.
Yeah, I forgot that when you're dazed, you can't do reactions, so I kind of.
And he'll try to save.
Forgot.
He will save against.
Surely no one else will hit me, though, in all the attacks that are coming my way. It'll be fine.
This guy will try. Uses encounter power.
Oh, no.
No. Fails.
1 down, 10 to go.
Here we'll shoot at Velignith. Crossbow.
That is a miss.
I will also use his encounter power. Hit.
It's on me.
R6.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I can't do any reactionary stuff, so I guess I'm.
He strikes the dragon as it falls to the ground, and then his second attack is wasted, but so be it. He can over here.
That's not how it works.
Adventurer will keep doing what he's doing. He'll make a long attack. Here, ongoing damage. Burning horribly. And he is strikers. Shift
Well,
here.
before you do that, because Veristrix has gone down, so I need to check. Conjuration ends if its creator dies. No, he's unconscious, so it's still there. So
Okay, and he can't shift.
can, yeah.
He'll just try to attack. No.
Nope.
This guy will attack Velignith.
No, it's a miss.
This one. Ongoing damage. Save. Then he will. He'll just move over here. Range striker. He doesn't want that. And then he's gonna shoot. Because he's a range striker, he gets to shoot twice.
What? 2 miss.
And then he gets to try to make a...
Stop saving. Please.
Well, one
He's number
dragon's
4.
down.
Nice place.
He will point his crossbow at Velignith and shoot it.
Oh, yep, that's
So he has
bad.
to actually do a recharge roll for his bull's shot. He does recharge. The guy. That too. He does also recharge it.
What is this?
They reload there and aim for the excellent slot shot coming up. Well, then we have a ballista pointing to Velignith now and shooting.
Yeah, 31 will do it.
Arstrix. Death.
1.
1.
Alright, wait.
Okay.
An ally failed a death save, which means I can use one of my dailies that I've never used before. Just return from death's door. The target succeeds on the death saving throw and can spend a healing surge +4.
Oh, yes, please. Thank you.
Do you see blood flooding from Barstrix? Then no. Put it back in and pop him up.
Alright.
The divine power of the Queen of Dragons. You're a dragon.
dying.
Act like one.
You wake up
Right.
on the ground, scorched by lightning and with humans all over you.
My favorite. Well, okay then.
No longer dazed though, but you can see that archer has his crossbow well pointed.
Sure thing.
They were warned about dragons. They're very resolute.
What does getting up and tail again? Is that like your move action or that?
There's a feat, I think, can let you do it as a minor.
It's fine. He needs his miner anyway. So he gets up. Paragon, we have 2 item uses per encounter, right? Or per milestone, rather. So it's a mine action. He will use his Amulet of False Life, which gives him 10 hit points equal to his healing surge, which is well 16, assuming. Yeah. So he'll do that. Right then, standard action. These people are being very rude. So about that, we can do a lot of things.
I mean, you killed like all the militia people,
Yeah,
so I
I
feel like
did.
you're being pretty rude.
Well, you know. Very surrounded. Turns out that being a squishy controller is not the best for being a melee, but he can't really fly, because then that would be easier to hit him, so
He could take flight.
I could, but can't anyway now, because he had to get up, so this is a best, right? This reaches out. He can originate blasts from his square, right? Any of the 4 squares that he has.
Yeah, I mean, either of his sides, sure.
Okay, so we can do this, for
Not
example.
really. Yeah, that should be okay.
Alright, he will.
As I know, blasts.
Yeah. He will use a daily then. I don't know if blasts provoke.
Is it a ranged blast or close blast?
Close blast.
Then it does.
Alright. He uses daily, which is mind blast. So there's 3 guys here. Attempt to scour them with psionic energy, trying to stun them. So 17, 19, and 32.
17 is a miss. 2 others hit.
Alright, if they're hit, their stun save ends. If they're missed, they're still dazed until Veristrix's next turn.
Stunned is pretty good.
Yeah. And conveniently enough, the 2 stunned were the ones in here, so that's nice. But he has used all his available actions, so he's done. He's up.
A lightning bolt.
Sure, is that on me?
You're the closest to the temple, so they should do first.
It's a miss then.
Pretty consistent. Whoever is closest to this edge of the map will be the target.
Alright.
This one will... Well, or whoever's flying. Attack. Malignith. And a sword.
28, yeah, that hits.
Alright. Mark. They just have to keep you off the archers. I know that. Malignith.
I'd really like to get to those archers, though.
Can't you, like...
Wait a second, I totally can.
Yeah.
I just don't have a macrophod. My boots. Why do I not have a macro for my boots?
Doomfist fire. I don't know.
A boot macro.
I don't have a boot macro. I think I made one, but then didn't copy that token or something. But Malignith is going to use his boots, which means anyone adjacent will take 2d8 point fire damage.
Nice.
Just period. 14 fire damage. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Good guaranteed damage against a bunch of targets.
And then he can teleport 6 squares. So he's going to go here.
Crushing the burnt remains of citizens.
And then he will strike at this archer with his healing strike. 33 versus AC.
Certainly hits, yes.
20 radiant damage.
He is thoroughly bloodied.
He is marked, and Malignith will spend a healing surge +4.
Nice.
That'll be his turn.
Alright. Ballista will shoot at Veristrix.
Yep, that's a hit. It hits Veristrix, and then Veristrix turns insubstantial. Activate his Desperate Resolve Investments as an immediate interrupt. You can also now take a healing search, so I'm going to do that.
Since that's, well, when you take damage from it.
I mean, whether or not it's temporary or I'm still taking damage, right?
Yeah, you take damage.
So,
Definitely.
yeah. Alright. Self and become insubstantial, which I believe is half damage from everything.
Half damage from all sorts.
Right.
Alright, this guy is stunned, so he just gets to make a save. Saves.
God damn it.
Swing his sword. No. They're really outmatched, those guys. This guy is a pretty bad spot. He will try to club the dragon.
Okay, no.
We'll shift over here. Guy, and he's flanking, so he'll attack. Restrict 2.
Yeah, it's a hit. So round up or down?
Down for you guys.
It's a 3.
Strike, and then he takes over the mark.
Right.
This one will save, and he also saves.
God damn.
That hero's pretty good at saving, actually.
Yeah.
This one, dazed, still gets. Oh, he's also on fire still.
Dazed is not a save, so.
Attack the dream form. Swing.
Nope.
Nope. Well, and he's just there. He gets to save against the fire. Scarlet. Continue here. Save the archer. Swing his sword.
No.
The range striker will see Varstrix turn into a ghost and will try to shoot him.
Alright.
Shoot.
Spooky ghost.
Yeah, they both hit, so that's 27. So.
These adventures are bad news.
13. Yeah, they are.
They're adventurers. And then they have this guy over here who sees Varstrix, and he thinks the Malignant needs to stop from killing his friend over there, so he will try to shoot Bullseye Bolt again.
Why? Yes, that hits.
Right. 21 damage and dazed. Save in.
Very good at doing those, aren't they?
Hmm?
Very good at hitting those.
Yeah.
I mean,
terrible.
it's again, archers in this game have been incredibly lucky. And so a bolt comes towards Varstrix. Zap.
Yeah, I mean,
that's actually a natural 20 right there. So.
So how much more damage is it doing?
29 damage.
That might actually.
Just half that.
15. Oh, I have 1 HP.
Varstrix.
Can you convert a minor to a move? Or is it the other way around? No,
the other way around.
Shoot.
Just make sure to actually mark yourself as bloodied so I can see that you are in trouble.
Well, I have 1 HP, so.
Yeah, just in general.
But yeah, that makes sense. One thing I can do to get away. That guy's dazed actually still. It'll be until the end of my turn, so I can technically get away of sorts. Yeah, there's a lot of guys around me. I can't do anything. So he will, as his move action, Dream Stride, which means he will swap places with his Dream form currently.
All right.
So this, he'll pop here. Then he will use another daily, because I feel like he's going to go down anyway, so he might as well go out with Bang. Yes, although this is not a big one, is it? It's not. He'll do it. He will cast Living Missile on the Archer 2 down there. So let's see if this does anything. That is a 17 reflex.
17 reflex misses.
That's fine. He is. Oh, sorry, those are all macro. We can take the same roll though, too. So.
Do you have a better attack bonus than the other one?
No, actually. I'll just pop it for prosperity, so we can see the effect. It's versus fortitude, so it'd be 17 versus fortitude.
Oh, that just by 1.
Just misses, right? So.
Just
all right. So
slowed.
he is slowed. Save ends. Yeah.
Right.
While he is slowed, minor action. He will throw him. Throw him where those. What I'm. Let's measure this out. 10 squares. Squares will get him.
Throw him towards Belagnath.
Yeah, I'm trying to. I need to hit something on the way. So yeah, he will put him. Yeah, there, and hit the bloodied guard beside him on the way.
No.
I mean, I guess if you want to take the roll I did earlier.
I just rolled now.
All right. So 21 on the guard.
That hits.
All right, 15 damage. The archer takes half of that, and they both fall prone.
Guard looks like he's so very little left in him.
Yep.
Archer crashes into him.
Stay there. Yeah, that's all he's got. That's all his juice gone. So.
All right, lightning against stream form.
Miss.
I will stand up.
The Elm Adventure 4 is no longer dazed as well.
Oh.
Because it is the end of Eristrix's turn.
Simple. No longer. He needs to keep doing it. So he moves here and tries to swing sword. No. Can't. Adventurer's mark lasts forever, but of course only until it's actually replaced by someone else's. These guys actually kind of mess up there.
Belagnath is dazed. He really does not want to be dazed.
You can always just take damage and ignore it. Right?
He could. He's just gonna healing. Actually, dazed. I can still take. Oh, that's a minor action. Damn it. Guess I can do this. That's so. Do I want to do? I might just second wind, but I want to kill this guy. Damn it.
Eristrix has a single hit.
I know, that's plenty.
Fair.
No, Belagnath's gonna take the 10 damage.
Okay.
To get rid of the daze.
Free action. Do it whenever.
Yes, free action indeed. I can't heal Bellatrix because he's too far. But what I can do is use my second daily item usage for the day, the Power Jewel, to do another healing strike. 35 versus the Archer.
That hits.
For 16 radiant.
Nice.
That'll just do it.
Stuff.
Another healing surge. Those are precious, but I've got plenty. That was a minor at the standard. Then he will shift, or slide rather. Action point.
Oh.
Which means he gets another Dragon Breath.
Yes.
Which we'll use like so. 1, 2, 3, 4. A lot of range on it. Yeah, it's a big one.
Right. Oh, he targets. Yes.
Gonna be a miss against the Archer, unfortunately. Well, one of them is a 1.
Oh. All right. 18 fire. Boom. Guard crumbles. Well, that's terribly damaged.
Great. And then yeah, I think he'll use another daily. Or will he? Can't do that. Maybe not yet. No, he's just gonna Righteous Brand the Veteran Guard in front of him.
Alright.
Smack. 36. 17 damage.
Certainly hits.
Good.
Killing him.
Yeah, cleared yourself some space. It's good stuff.
A little bit at least.
Alright,
Please, sir.
lightning bolt against the dream.
That will hit it, and it will dissipate.
Alright. Guy is defender. Needs to be defending. He'll run over here. Swing a sword against Velignith. He's a hero. This guy here. Varstrix.
Oh,
Well, he doesn't. He no longer has. Varstrix. I'll move from here to the adventurer. Longsword attack. No.
Nope.
This one. Defender. Strikers up there. They got. Swing.
30 hits, yeah.
Damage. You already used power though. This guy is still on fire. Bloodied by it. Is a striker though, and he is flanking now. Which means his striker power active. When he flanks, he doesn't get a +2, he gets a +3 and does a bunch of additional damage on hits.
Oh no.
he doesn't need
Swing
that
his
additional.
longsword.
Oh.
14 probably won't do it.
I mean, the Blessed is gonna take me out, I think, so maybe. See,
Might miss.
I'll pray to Tiamat for.
Absolution. Oh, he should save again.
Aha. Still on fire.
Reached one. D2 sort of here. Attack. Okay, I'll attack the closest one, Varstrix. For a longbow and a longbow.
I think you may be down.
Yeah. So too. Actually, I don't know how much damage this system is required to like actually kill someone, but
More than
with
that.
negative bloodied value.
I need to. Yeah, that's probably not enough actually. So never mind. Yeah, very 6 is.
Okay, they're winning this. This guy will stand up and move. Balliste turns to Velignith and shoots.
Don't do it. That's a miss.
Miss. Varstrix.
The
Okay.
archer can make a save against his slow. Well, I believe.
Oh. He does.
God damn it.
Also, that reminds me, he should do a recharge roll on his tool shot.
Don't you dare.
Oh, he
No. It's 3 6s in a row.
Yeah. I think you've got a good handle on things over there.
He made a save though. We have
Uh,
another Balliste.
That is just a hit.
No, it is -2.
Oh,
Got the
-2,
grounds.
then that's a miss. Great.
Velignith. Because they got to be cautious not to hit buildings and such.
Let's see, I could get here, which would put me. Oh, where's my measuring tool? Come on. Still too far away. So I can't really help you too much.
I mean, you could take the attack's opportunity, just fly and land somewhere.
It seems like a bad idea, though.
Maybe.
Actually, there's one thing he could do when someone who's dazed can't do attacks of opportunity, right?
Yep, that's
Entirely
correct.
right.
Means he can try to daze them with a dazzling display of like flashy fire. If it's astral flare. Fortunately, I need to roll that 3 times. 31, 24, and 25 versus Will.
Hits all of them.
Nice.
Actually, you should do it for the archer too, right?
No, Archer's too
No.
far.
Skill plus
Alright.
3, so.
Yeah, they're all dazed until the end of your turn.
That means he can just saunter over here.
I mean, you can just fly over them. So
That is true. He'll fly. Let's see, fly 4, so he can like
don't
hop.
land. Just like flash of the wings and then.
Let's see.
4.
Yeah, he can actually hop here.
Mhm.
And then, as a minor action, healing word on Veristrix. Healing Surge plus 23.
Oh,
And 5 hit points for Valignif.
so much healing. That's great.
And that stays until the end of your next turn.
Yes.
Alright. Remind me prone. That.
You get a bonus to melee, I believe, but it's the same bonus as check.
If it gives you a bonus against shooting things.
No, it's a negative for shooting a prone.
+2 to all defenses against ranged attacks.
Yep.
Well, then you have +2 defenses against the ballista.
Right.
That's the secret. Just stay prone.
So that's like a -4. Okay, that misses. That's good.
Guys, they will swing a longsword. What he does.
Yeah, I mean.
Well, that's Valignif.
Oh, okay. It's the guy above me.
27, yep, hits.
This guard, he probably hasn't really noticed Varstrix being up yet. Here. Swing his sword to protect the archer. No. This one is dazed. Sword.
Actually, really quick, as Valignif gets bloodied here, he's gonna activate his Defiance, his Blood Iron. Gives him resist 5 to all damage until the end of combat.
Then that attack there will give him 1 damage.
Amazing.
Instead of. This guy is defender. Well, he can just heal and move up here. That. Here. Take his ongoing damage. Give me a bluff check, Varstrix, if you want to try to not look awake.
Yeah, I can bluff. I should not say that because I'm gonna. Plus 16. Let's go. 22.
Beats his will.
Great. Haha.
Move down here. He's the striker and he's flanking. So that'll be a 31.
Yep, that hits.
Striker. Be 11 extra.
God.
27. Okay.
And yeah, no, that'll be good for him. And then he'll save against his ongoing. He comes up with a sneak. He's probably like a rogue, ranger or something. And this guy, there's a lot of people there, so this will be with cover. Count your AC as +2.
First one hits for 9.
Oh.
So sort of out of tricks here.
He's like, no, screw this. He will.
How is he so fast? What?
He double moves.
Oh, he double moves. Okay.
This ballista is not fooled. Dragon, shoot. Okay. Varstrix.
God damn it. If he gets up, he can't move anyway. That sucks. Well, alright. I have a bit of an idea. I don't know if I can help
teleport. Teleport gets rid of prone.
Yeah, but that's the only teleport I had. Let's see here. Can't really help you. Which annoys me. Actually, I do have one thing. They're all days, so I can try and use 2 more. Archer sucks too, because he'll just... Did that Archer get his recharge on the roll on the thing? Okay, no.
I have that gotten it every single turn.
Yep.
No, I need to focus him. Then I can drop my Dream Form there, and I can take a few extra shots. So, it's the best thing to hit him with. Yeah. All right, he will fully augment a. Actually, no. He's gonna be shooting. He will dishearten the archer. And as part of doing that, up behind him, so he can't run away.
Jeez.
That's fair enough. Some button. 34.
That hits.
18 psychic damage and a -5.
Bloodied.
Veristrex will stay on the ground. Because why not?
Right.
He's not
Staying
bloodied
there,
anymore,
laying
though.
down.
Yeah, and he has.
Oh, did we just lose Valky?
Yeah, he cut out.
Oh, yeah, sorry, that happens.
Oh, you're back.
You just cut out, Velky.
Oh, yeah. It's weird because, like, I can hear you guys, but, like, my sometimes my speech just isn't.
All right.
Yeah, so he has a move. Yeah. He's not using. He's a minor, so let's see. Saved against the slow. That sucks. All right, well. He will distract the archer as a minor action, so the next attack is combat advantage, because he really wants to kill it, so kill him.
All right.
Rather. That'll be it.
Will be a shot against Dream Form.
Miss.
Right, Villic will slide over here. And then use another daily, because it's that kind of fight. Trying to protect himself while also smashing against his enemies here.
There's a lot of defenders.
There's many defenders, as he will summon
All right.
the Shield of the Gods. It is a close blast, so it does not provoke. He's gonna do it.
Everyone adjacent.
It's a blast, that's not
No, it's
adjacent.
a blast. I don't know why I rolled 3 actually.
It was a pretty bad rolls, I'd say.
Yeah, I mean,
Where are you targeting it? There.
this way. I really need to get rid of that striker though. But it's like
you hit the
2-1.
guard. You hit the guard. 11.
Still half damage on
Yeah.
miss, though.
Bloody. Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
You still get the effect regardless, so.
Yeah, the effect is
What you want,
mainly
yeah.
what I want here.
Yeah.
Damage and the effect.
So
Ally
roll-
within 5 regains +3. He's into the encounter.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep, as he will smash into the ground, like barreling over them with like a fiery shockwave. Some of the shockwave remaining, like sort of enveloping him a little bit, hopefully giving him enough to not get shot too much.
Mm-hmm.
Because he is like 8 hit points.
Hmm.
And I don't have any good tricks anymore.
All right.
Do you have potion
Roll
to
your
drink,
action
like,
point.
as a minor?
I do have a potion.
I know it's only a bit, but
It's like 10 hit points, but it might be worth it.
yeah, especially with your AC.
Sure, mine are actually to drink like his heroic tier healing potion for 10 hit points
For a healing.
for a healing surge. It's a terrible trade, but
Yeah, well, you know. It is.
Gotta get your
Has,
HP somewhere.
Dream Form shot.
That will hit it.
24.
Yes. Oh, 24. Yeah, it's not prone, so that will take it out.
This guy is no longer dazed. They're no longer dazed, any of them.
yep.
Gosh.
Shift here to that flanking. +2.
It's a miss.
2. Attack.
Also miss.
Okay. Shift. Attack.
Also miss.
Defenders. He'll just shift. Attack.
Also miss.
Oh, very nice.
Guy. Striker. Shift here. And
Oh
attack.
gosh.
Miss.
7. All the damage. And this guy, well, He's probably lured that Varstix here is awake now, and
Yeah.
you know,
Sounds right.
he'll shoot at Varstix.
Right.
Pew.
Well, first one. It's 12.
The archer looks to Varstix. Shoot his bullseye bolt.
Is that with the -5?
Yes.
Jesus. Okay.
Almost a crit.
That hits. However, as it's like the damage, at least because he has to. Immediate reaction, he will try and use his mind to overpower his flesh. Immediately try and save against that daze. If he succeeds, he will not be dazed. Although, honestly, with the saves recently, yeah, no, okay, that doesn't work.
Right.
So yeah, he's dazed. I every time I use it doesn't work, so it's just annoying.
Right, and then he is shot with a lightning bolt.
No, miss.
Varstix.
Alright, well, I mean, think about this here. Stays, he only has one to do, that Archer needs to die. He does have a second wind that he would like to use, but doesn't do anything. I feel like if he goes down, that's worse. Yeah, I think he might second wind here because he's gonna get hit. Lots of these, so
Ballista probably the most dangerous.
yeah.
And the archer.
Yeah. Healing surge. And he left. It's a +4 to all defenses, so his reflex is now 27. Gauntlets, they're passive. 2 surges left. Well, he's dazed, so he'll try and save again. Saves, great. Combat advantage, that's important.
All right.
That's it.
Stays on the ground.
Yes, he does.
I'll try to get shot.
That's a miss.
Well enough. Running out of steam. Almost literally. He's gonna strike at the Adventurer 4.
Striker.
22?
That hits.
Alright, for 9 damage.
9 damage.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not gonna lie, I'm noticing the fact that we have neither defender nor striker in this party.
Oh yeah, I mean, honestly, like, controller you can lose, but like a defender or a striker is rough. And both is also...
I don't know. All right. Anything else you want to do?
No.
Move. Nothing.
There's many things. Maybe he could shift like here.
Right.
There's many things he wants to do, but I can't.
Yeah.
Don't have the actions for it.
Oh, you're a contender for the Ballista.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's okay.
No, I don't want you to be.
Me too.
No.
I like this.
Miss.
Oh. Never been so worried for a dragon in my life.
Sure, we'll try to get the dragon.
Miss.
Strike at the dragon.
Nope.
Strike.
No.
This is where all the bad rolls go. That's these guards attack rolls.
29 is a hit for 7.
Right, and this guy, striker attack. He doesn't flank right. Shift.
Yeah, that's a miss.
And this guy will shoot at Varstix.
Leave me alone. Miss.
And this one, well, I guess say he'll shoot his normal Varstix.
Yep. Gosh, he's so good at those.
Shift here again and try to do his recharge roll at the end of his turn. And fail.
All right.
The first. Then this thing 2 attack Varstix.
Let's see, +4. That just hits anyway, right? No.
I mean that would be -4, right?
Oh yeah, you're not adding it in. That's a miss then. Sorry, I thought you had those.
I can, but since
No,
it's
it makes
attacking
sense
both
not
of
to.
you-
Yeah, no, I understand. Sorry. Yeah, it's a miss then.
All right, Vorstrix.
Vertex will roll, I guess, forward one.
Okay.
Then he will use a daily because to get out of that situation. That's daily. But I think it is worth it. So he will target this area with a hypnotic pulse. So 3 enemies. Wow, these rolls 17, 16, and 27.
No, no, and yes.
Right, on a hit, they take damage, and their day's save ends. On a miss, their days until the end of Verstrix's next turn.
So much days.
Could say the same for this archer.
Yeah, you know, he's
Right, miners. I don't. So. Yeah, that's it.
all right. There'll be a shot.
I'm gonna be honest here. I think we have to bail.
Yeah, I might have to. I mean,
to be fair, the signal was to attack the door, so
Yeah, I
I'm
mean,
done except for punching these guys in the nose.
yeah, like this wasn't the point, but
you were compelled to do it by yourself, so I mean,
just had to. Like we
yeah.
yeah, yeah, you lit their house on fire.
Well, first of all, we're looking for second wind. Spend the healing surge. Amazing.
More stacking defenses.
Yeah, and that'll be his turn.
I think I can
No
take a
movement?
few. Well, not now, but
But I think you have to get out.
yeah.
All right.
That's a miss.
Like one lucky shot of those ballista, and you're down
Oh,
again. And I can't do anything to get you back up.
A critical hit
Who against what?
against
22?
Valiant.
Yep,
So that will be 21 damage.
21. So 16.
And that's this guy will attack. Oh god. Another critical. For
I guess the game is telling us that we should go.
12
Yeah.
damage.
So
And
7 damage.
Attack.
Nope.
Attack.
Nope.
And this here. Attack.
Nope.
And so we'll shoot at Vorstrix as he does. Work out times.
That one hits.
Alright. That's a 27 if it
It doesn't know. His defenses are back to normal. So
This guy here will also shoot at Vorstrix. This lovely crossbow. Doesn't have a special shot.
It's luckily a miss.
Lousy roll. Oh, we have Ballista.
Oh.
Vorstrix.
I think he wants to leave. Like, if I stay here any longer, I will go down, and that might be a permanent thing. So,
Maybe that capture us to parade around to see how.
what a
I don't know.
great end for Grimmett to come back to. Like both of us just like trophy
We
dragons.
attacked people we
big
didn't have to
cages.
because we could.
Uh,
Turns out we couldn't.
I mean,
Well, those Ballista are nasty. And they'll keep going.
yeah, they're
until
awful.
Oh,
I'm
they're
assuming
great.
they will keep going even at the door. So, I mean, I don't even know if we can continue what we're doing here at all.
No, I think we have to bail completely.
I mean, because we're not going to get back here easily.
He contemplates laying on the ground.
Yeah, I mean, my mind is playing devil's advocate with me, and I don't like it. So I'm gonna Verisix gonna bail. I think. So
All right.
gonna get up and fly off. Away.
Behind other things. All right. Sure.
$22 is just a hit. It's gonna down Velignif. Yep. I don't know why the macro doesn't do the thing with the unconscious.
Doesn't seem to do it.
Hold on.
Bloody.
Hold on. Your reflex is 21, right? And it's a -2 for you standing on the ground, so that shouldn't hit you.
Oh, that is true.
That's true.
So you don't get hit.
And that's a miss, luckily.
Alright, let's be thorough here with the. Oh, there you go.
But Velignif is gonna have to provoke to actually. Well, 3 of them are dazed.
Yes, 3 of them are.
Disengage.
I guess he can like
slide. Thing.
No, not in 4th edition, but he can like slide and then take off.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So he'll do that. He'll go here and then
fly away.
Make his way this way.
It's all good. And fly away. Once you get into the air, they can't really catch you. I realize they will try to shoot, but you can dive between buildings. That's true. Probably maybe burning a few more of them. Shooting in alcohol. Well, I'll ask, what do you do as you fly outside the ballista range?
I have no idea. Just run. I mean, what can we do, right?
Velignif was just gonna fly home, honestly.
Yeah, fire behind you.
We had the plan failed. Plans fail all the time, so I guess we go back home.
They do fail all the time, don't they?
They do. Let's go home, lick our wounds, I guess. I mean, that's all we can do.
These adventures were rough.
Adventures are rough.
Yeah. We bloodied one of them.
It's rough. It's rough. I don't have much defenses. Fortunately.
They're elite, but they're certainly not at your level. Not anymore.
Yeah, but he was gonna go home, lick his wounds and his wounded ego, because what the hell? They're just people, right? You know,
there's enough of them.
There's just so many.
They're magical artillery.
He was more than happy to just burn a couple and not like kill anyone, not intentionally anyways. But now he's gonna come back and just burn the entire thing. Eventually.
I mean, it certainly wasn't a victory for them.
Everybody lost.
You know, yes. Except for the Cover Dragon. He had a great time.
I'm sure he had.
Invisible. Going around, you know. Messing people's stuff up.
Well, that's annoying.
Yeah, it's a bit. I didn't. Perhaps I was a bit conceited there, but I didn't expect to get so beat up that quickly. Not even doing our. Like I kind of understand it because like we were doing something that we weren't supposed to do anyway. So. Wasn't our original plan to beat these guys up, but it happened, so it's fine. Figure out some other way.
Yeah, I mean, you can return home. She's a Vorkord's camp on the process of leaving the area here, south end.
I mean, Verisix needs some sleep. I mean, he's
the banner above the dam being the giant left lieutenant control it while he goes for reinforcements. Yeah, but you can return to your.
Why do they all have all the fancy stuff like magical animated crossbows? I want those.
God of knowledge.
Don't even have to look at the magical Ballista. Just look at the archers they have. They're sick.
Yeah.
Hawkeyes. That's what they are. Want some of them as well.
Then adventurers like capable of gutting a dragon in 2 lucky strikes.
Well, I was more than 2 lucky strikes, to be fair. Like, they're still confident.
I mean, like that striker dude did like 20, 30 damage.
Yeah.
When he had flanking.
Yes, strikers are very good at that.
It was very rough.
Was so rough so that I actually need a long rest. I cannot do anything. Like, I have 2 healing surges and I have used all my dailies. So if I was going to do anything combatant based, and I was gonna talk to the Aboleth, but I don't feel even safe in doing that now because I feel like that if in the event that it might turn to a confrontation, I'm dead. So, yeah, I would like a long rest, but I know that obviously stuff to do, you can do it. But
I mean, I need a Valiant needs a long rest as well after that.
yeah,
he's pulled out pretty much all the stops. I could have used more dailies, but having to use like all my
you
dailies.
guys have, my God.
I mean, I could have done 2 more.
Jesus, how many do you have? I only
I
have 4.
have 6.
How? Oh, right, you're. I'm a silent
5.
person. I have weird things.
Yeah. You've got your PowerPoints.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got less dailies though, but more to do.
I figured we just swoop in there and like kill a few militia, not have like
Which you did.
double Hawkeye. We did kill militia. That was supposed to be the fun excursion before the work.
Yeah, I felt like this would have been the footnote to the rest of our plan, but this really was the brick wall. So that's unfortunate. I guess that is the way these things go. So just adapt to it. Find some other way to do it. Maybe preferably with like a defender on our side. Because getting poked and getting shot at is not something that Veristrix can handle very well. So
yeah, I sort of.
Well,
I did,
sort of
but
feel like our role combination didn't help us there.
no.
Valiant can get up to like defender level sturdiness with some dailies for sure, and with healing, but that's just not sustainable.
Like, I
just
didn't
have damage.
I kind of feel like I am a striker as a secondary, but I can't like. It's kind of like bursty. Like once I'm done, I'm done. And so many.
Yeah.
My single
action
target.
economy.
Yeah, exactly. Action economy. It just doesn't, especially when you get days, which was really good on their part, because like when you only have 2 dragons, if you days 1, then that's like half of the effectiveness gone. So
yeah.
Maybe we should just find more dragons and just.
I mean, I'm trying. I'm literally trying to do exactly
that. I know.
They're all these adventurers are motivated. This is the beginning of the adventure path. The dragons attack and burn half the town.
I almost get killed by level 1 adventurers. That's not how that goes.
The adventurers weren't even the worst of that encounter. It was the Ballista and the archers.
I think they were.
I don't know, like.
They're just so healthy.
I took more damage from the Ballista than I took from anything else. So. And I know they were literally on top of you, to make sense. But I think if you got shot by that, you'd probably get hit all the time as well. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. That said, is there any downtime actions you guys want to do? You see, no one has an active project.
I hadn't thought that far ahead, honestly, because I thought this would take longer.
No, I think Valiant is gonna spend the week just letting off some steam, like being angry at the world in general, indulging a bit because he suddenly needs it. Yeah, he's probably not like usually is pretty easy to approach. Not this time.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Sure. I mean, people get that. And Red Dragon, who's giving signal that he's mad, it means that no one approached him
Yeah.
for any reason.
Makes sense. I'm sure they value their lives, so why would they?
But he can indulge in his anger and rage and gain an essence.
Can I get my token to put it on there?
Yes, I put it by your lair.
Oh, you did. Serpent Valley.
Yeah, I can't think of anything. I think he'll just take a draconic essence, perhaps brooding himself in his studies and trying to get more knowledge on the upcoming fight that he would eventually have.
Yeah, time for meditation.
Yeah, he'll do that. It's a better thing.
Right. I mean, it's good to have that bonus for skills at some point.
Yeah, I've been
some check might be really important.
I've been not using it because I feel like I will need it soon. So.
Yeah. Blow some wit on a role you really want to succeed at.
Yep.
For the dragon, generally, I mean, the idea is that a dragon can ignore their natural sort of behavioral patterns too. Because they have indulged in other areas or previously, they can ignore it now to focus on what they actually need. Because, of course, usually dragons would have the penalty of having to deal with their nature, which sort of makes them predictable and generally isn't the smartest way to behave.
Yep. Makes sense.
Yeah, but then you can take your full rest.
Just so upset that like the copper dragon witnessed us failing somehow.
Hey, I mean, yeah, but Verstrix's mind, that was just the way it was going to go. So.
All right, then yes, Willigith has made it perfectly clear that that nobody should disturb him, and so nobody will. Verstrix, I don't believe, has made the same proclamation to the world.
Coming to him.
Well, non-verbal proclamation to the world, I guess. As such, he will be approached by one of his cultists.
Okay. Yep. What's he have to say?
He will bow and scrape, as they do. Maybe ring a little bell and put some incense around, as they have been taught. Before he will stem off and says, Master, one of our people, they've come to speak to you, but they're not themselves.
Let them in to see me, then.
And as someone you've probably seen, like one of the acolytes, will come in here. He looks perfectly like himself, actually.
Right.
He will not do any of the ritualistic stuff. Markedly not doing it to show that he.
Sure.
But then he does it to show that he knows all of it. As he will speak. The masters below are very concerned at the current halt in the flow of humans. It would be in everyone's best interest to have that flow pick back up.
I see. Assume they have sent you to tell me this, right?
To tell it to all who will listen. There is a new fate for those who might seek their life underground. Make sure that some do, or we will have to come claim them from above. Everyone would like to avoid that.
Well, keep that in mind then. Or
Make sure
rather,
that you do.
not in mind,
Our
but in time.
halls have an endless hunger. We know you know who we are. As such, we expect you to act accordingly.
I will see that I do then.
The price we pay is very.
Shakespeare believes the message has been conveyed. Can no, that's not a good idea actually. He will let the cultist go.
Sure.
No.
He'll go. And he won't return.
Alright. How's the old man holding up?
He's sleeping most of the time at this point.
Yeah.
But when you come around, he's a little more coherent than he used to be, perhaps. He seems to sort of resigned himself a bit, if you will. That this was all. Yeah, this was what this was. Sort of sometimes chuckles a little bit at the inevitability of pointless death.
Yeah.
Like there was no meaning to all of it. He lived this whole life, did all the work he did, and none of it paid off. It's all wasted time, wasted effort, and that's all he sees around him. No one else's probably pay off. See no sign of it. The gods could strike you down in a moment, take away everything you've made. Doesn't really matter what you made.
Man. Well, Vershix wanted to see if he hadn't croaked yet because he still needs him, but
Oh, he's still alive for a little bit. Constructs.
all right. Yeah, does anyone else come to him, or is that?
No one really cares to visit him anymore. Some of the acolytes tried to talk to him, but they weren't pleased with what he had to say.
Oh no, I mean Verstrix. If you meant the old man, got a bit confused there. I was like, oh what? For the rest of the 10-day.
Well, one of his acolytes that might have been doing this just sort of on their own, or maybe they were told to, will inform him that it seems the murderous grove trees are sort of retracted back into the grove, almost convening.
Trees. Oh, those things.
Yes.
Where were those again about?
It's right down here. The other side of the little mountain bend.
So they have retreated back.
Yeah, it seems they've sort of withdrawn back into the grove. He doesn't know what. He doesn't want to go close to it. Them wanting to stuff him in between their branches and eat him.
Yeah, okay. I guess that's information. That's kind of like very well. Actually, he doesn't even know that that's Emmy's thing. Shouldn't. Yeah, it's inconsequential right now, but to know at least.
Well, something's happening.
Something's happening.
Yeah. All right then. We're 10 days later. The giants have presumably left the valley. Beyond the one stationed at the dam.
Right.
Though they seemed content with staying there until the reinforcements arrive.
Well, guess. Well, Verstrix is staying home.
All right.
I'm trying to think about what I want to do, but like it's so nebulous to me that I can't really choose at the moment.
When Velignith sort of calms down after the 10-day, perhaps.
Let's not call it calming down, but being less murderous in his response to being approached, perhaps.
Mm-hmm. Sure. One of the dwarves will, at this point they're basically they're no longer like the dwarves. They're sort of his dwarves. They don't really have the distinction.
Well, that's good.
Basically, many of the humans have left the area for the meeting. The meeting was concluded. They've sort of gone back to doing their things. Ovisterelix has arrived and reported that this was a good trial run, and now everyone knows more what they're up against, and he's ready for whenever the real run is. Though he said that so many had to die for the lesson. Maybe a little unnecessary, but he knows that the dwarves will just say like he insincerely said that he was that he felt sorry about the wounded. Beyond that, another person has been staying in one of the rooms. It's the undead thing. It's back. They're not sure what to do about it. It's said that it's just staying here until it feels that it has searched the valley sufficiently. It seems to like send ghosts around. The dwarves haven't really wanted to tell it to leave. They've just sort of let it be.
Yeah, that's fine. After all, those monks or whatever, they were promised to tell Velignith about their findings, and they didn't. So he has no objections to harboring one of their enemies.
Mm-hmm. Right. The being seems very the dwarves are not really comfortable with it at all, but it has been courteous in all its dealings and requests. As much as something like that can.
What sort of requests, though?
A room, for example.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. It was eloquent. We asked some things about the valley. They told it what seemed safe. It was also going to ask. It was looking for another conversation with the dragon, if they were there for it. But the dwarves, it didn't seem urgent.
Yeah, probably the right decision. Velignith will let the dwarves know to let the ghost thing know that Velignith is available. He will certainly not go up to it.
Does he want, should the dwarves inform it of where his lair can be found?
No, Velignith will actually stay in the Fane for a bit.
Okay, that's then.
That's sort of the point for him and others to be like contactable.
Sure, that's. I mean, that's basically why the thing is there. So it will come talk. Doesn't corrupt you with his necrotic frost. Will hover across the ground over towards Velignith. Its shambling servant following along in bulky plate. It seems to always keep it close. You have explored the land around here thoroughly. I have some questions as a casual observer.
Why would you have questions about my lands?
There seems to be a lot of death in it. Necromancy done a long time ago, but powerful. I would be curious to its origin.
I have no answer to that question, although it interests me as well. Some time ago, for example, a undead giant, I think it was, rose from its tomb and walked southwards, I believe.
What would have prompted such a ride?
An inquisitive mind, perhaps? Presumably the runes on its tombs were meant to keep it inside. But once those runes failed, the thing emerged.
A lake with dead. Is it of your make?
No. I've investigated it myself, however, found it entirely inert.
You would not mind me observing or disturbing, even.
I would tolerate your inquisitive nature if you return here and report your findings to me.
It would more be for convenient preparation.
That does not change my demand. Whatever you find out in this valley that might interest me, I want to know.
Of course. Though ideally I will find out quite a lot.
Then ideally you will tell me quite a lot.
That works for me. Have you had any word on the exile?
No. As I believe I may have mentioned, or not. I did meet them a while ago. They were looking for something. I told them I would tolerate their search if they told me their findings, which they did not, and now I'm inclined to assist you in your search to make sure to show them what happens if you don't follow through in your deals with me.
How fortunate. Then I shall take possession of the lake for now.
You may be present there if you like, but your way of choosing words should be observed. The valley is mine, and it will remain so.
Of course. I have no interest in staying here for my. Yeah. No, seems mostly to be interested in the dead.
That's fine.
Good. Then it'll go there to stay instead of staying here.
Sure.
Much closer to its interest. Though of course, these days ghosts and spirits will be moving through the valley.
That thing's creepy.
I mean, all undead are, especially the like sentient kind.
ones, yeah. Oh, GBs.
All right. Anything else we want to do?
I feel like things have funneled in my case to just I want to kind of deal with the Spellstar Kingdom, but I kind of want everyone here for that. Like I just want to get the ritual going and just go down there and see how that confrontation ends up. And everything I've been doing has been leading for that, and I'm not sure what else I can do to prep. I'm ready to go, but I don't want to go. Yeah, I kind of want everyone here for that.
Sheep, you can also add a full rest to your turn.
Okay.
Yeah,
I wouldn't know exactly what to still do. Like I need to digest today's failures.
Yeah, like I don't take it like it's more.
Oh, you're
they cut out
cutting
again.
out again, okay.
I hate my internet. Am I back? Hello.
Yes, hello.
Hi.
Speak.
Back. Am I?
You're
Right.
back.
You said don't take it.
Don't, and then.
Oh yeah, no, I was gonna say that I feel the same, but like it's more that I had like in my head planned out what I wanted to do when I got there, so much so that I just had not thought about the possibility that we'd get absolutely destroyed not to leave. So I'm a bit at a loss currently as what I want to do. Because I would love to just go back there again and just attack it, but obviously.
I mean, there's less people there now.
Yeah, but we kind of.
Also, yeah, well, they're exactly as ready as they were because they expected dragons to come because dragons freaking bird the neighboring town.
Yeah, it's the thing.
Yeah, you get 600 XP each.
All right.
It's pretty good.
You to 27,059.
I think you mean 37,000, right?
37,000.
Because otherwise we would be level 10 again.
We did so badly that we de-leveled. Oh, we're getting there. 13.
No, I think it's important sometimes to punch your head against to see what the opposition's like.
Oh, for sure. I think what happened was pretty good anyway in terms of narrative sense. Not everything has to go the way that we envision it. So.
I mean, you're certainly an existential threat.
Yeah.
You could have stayed. You could have fought. Might have won. Might not. It was just the dragons saw that it was too close.
Yeah.
For them to take the chance, which is of course defeat. Well, for them, it's life or death. Okay.
Oh yeah, their response was totally justified.
Get to fight, and then you have the reason that this thing is even like if there was no like adventurers hall and there was no temple of Ogma, this village wouldn't be on the.
Yeah.
Not most of the size comes from merchant caravans that stay there, sort of basically stay there to gather up and strengthen themselves, usually after escaping Westgate with their goods. For various reasons. Whose guards are mandated to join the militia for the duration of their stay. A mixture of pretty crappy like townsfolk and then skilled trade guards, as you experience. And then recently they've had a great influx of adventurers from Elm. You know, those who survived or were out doing things while the city got burned down are pretty pissed about that. They're not very happy. Not too many of them, but they're not very happy, the ones that are there.
Yeah.
Beyond that, of course, they have their own, which you could attack, but they mostly stick to themselves, just drinking and stuff, because the city actually kind of doesn't like them because they're ruckus. You know, they make a lot of noise. Yeah. I hope you had an engaging session.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
think
Yeah,
definitely happened.
And
I was definitely invested for sure.
It was a little too close for comfort, honestly.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
on the line there. A few rolls
how it
either
goes.
way.
That's how it goes. Oh, I should not save before I did server port. You can just kick around here a little. Say about 2 players, you can generally do a lot more or get through a lot more content.
Hmm.
We did some stuff that was mostly talking focused at first, which is good.
Yeah.
Then a few updates been going
Yeah,
on.
for sure. It was a good session.
Yeah. And how are you guys looking for next week?
Should be fine.
Yeah, I don't think anything is going to stop me.
Okay.
Still stuck at home.
Yeah. I have no plans because I can't go anywhere anyway. So
you guys, we talked about at the beginning. Yeah. Now we can go into like tangents and stuff again.
yeah.
About how this is like a historical event. Like what we're doing right now is making a historical artifact. So you can look back at this session and be like, oh yeah, that was during the horrible pandemic that was spreading across the whole world. And now look at they talking about casually just having to stay inside. And what they of course didn't know was 6 months later, the end of that.
Oh gosh, I hope not.
No.
I would like to not have an event like this again this year. Yeah.
Be lucky we live in Europe.
Yes, I am grateful for
That's a great privilege.
have. But it also highlights that not all people are grateful for that. And are also I suppose you get to see the true nature of people when things like this happen. So there are very unfortunate stories out there, but it's the way things go.
We on tomorrow, Sheep?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, we are.
That campaign is progressing so fast.
I like that though.
Like I looked at those goals and I was like, okay, it's like 1 to 20. I figure we'll probably get to like the real serious goals, like past level 10. But it's just like, no, here you go, just go on, do it. I didn't expect it to take so fast in the uptake. It's interesting. I don't like. It makes me feel like I don't know where things are going. You know, like man, there's got to be. It surely can't be like action all the way up. That's a lot of action.
You'll see.
Yeah.
But it's very much like the like Greek stories where the quest you get given at the beginning is like, go fight the gods.
And then you did.
And then you do.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
There's no real prologue to that.
There's no bandits. There's no kobolds. We're not doing.
No, you're awesome from the
fight
start.
like a legendary master boar, and then And the thing is, we're doing it. Like, you wouldn't put a basilisk and a bunch of other shit against the level 2 adventuring party.
Yeah.
But you did, and it was fine.
I,
Well, I mean, okay, it was close. You know, we managed it, and that was fun. But also brazen. That's not something you normally find in these adventures. They're usually pretty gentle. Well, the 5th edition ones. Paizo certainly has done.
Iron Gods.
I remember that 4-armed Kasatha fucking intelligent zombie monster. God. It was just like snigger snack, and then there we were.
Yeah. And for that part, you weren't even like under leveled or anything. That was a level 1 encounter. Like what?
Like, my God, it has 4 attacks. You can run 60 or something, and it's like a zombie, so it's immune to everything.
Yeah, Vampy, just for context, that was a Pathfinder campaign, a sort of like fantasy sci-fi mix that sounded really interesting and had some interesting ideas. But I basically said right from the beginning, okay, I'm gonna run it exactly as the book says. Like, no changes, because I wasn't as experienced back then. So surely the campaign like knows what it's doing.
I was like, I'm gonna make a happy-go-lucky sort of weird character that just sort of. I should have made like a min-maxed powerhouse. My God, like. I know Jonas was like, I will kill everything at level 3, but we never got.
Yeah, like level 1. One of the first encounters was like just a 4-armed like undead, which meant he was immune to a lot of conditions with like 4 attacks, who was more than capable of downing any PC in a single round. And eventually the campaign exploded as they lost against the first real boss, who I believe they faced at level 6, and he was a level 9?
Oh, wow.
10?
Wow.
With two initiative
with mythic levels, so he wasn't just massively higher level than they were. He also had 2 initiative passes and like super defenses.
So that's something that was supposed to be fought?
He made Jonas's character eat another character in the first round. He cast a spell on one of his turns that made Jonas's character eat the halfling.
Yep.
Character who just died. You're like, well, that's 2 people out. Shit. Fuck.
That's a bit insane. I mean,
that's pretty mean.
Yeah.
But that you know, Pathfinder is just the level 1. Like your cleric, you have 1 spell. You can have a spell. It's not even like a good spell. It's like Cure Light Wounds for D8. Like your 1 spell.
And then at level 20, as a spellcaster, you just break the universe.
Oh yes. Yeah. No, level 20, you can melt anything. Time. Fuck. We saw Zacharias. It was like -10 to all saves. Bonus action, -10 more to all saves. Then like
time stop. So it took like 5 rounds.
1d6 plus 3 extra dacing fireballs that daces for 10 rounds each. Now with -20 to all saves, you're like, my God, what is this? Then again, I got to do fully buffed up angels and a 20th level sorcerer, Great Worm, Silver Dragon, and it was a pretty insane fight.
Yeah.
Felt a little bad for that Elysian Titan you had to fight like before the final battle. He just got beaten. Yeah. But again, he was just the entree.
Yeah, I feel like.
And that's basically after that. I was like, man, I'm kind of done with Pathfinder. Like this takes forever. Just the pre-buffing. Remember pre-buffing sheep? You don't do that in 5th edition. But Ralki, when you had a fight, you had to sit down and be like, okay, we can cast spells that last in minutes, rounds, 10 minutes, an hour. So now let's add all these like 50 spells to our characters and calculate all the bonuses we get from each one before we go into a fight.
It took a lot of bookkeeping.
It took a lot of bookkeeping and a lot of time.
There's things
a lot
like
of preparation because some spells stack with some spells and other spells don't. And now you just can concentrate on 1 spell.
That's why I like 5e.
It's very simple, and that's but some people don't like it. They love the sort of see how far you can push it, and those people need to face a 4-armed monster Cassette in first level. That's what they need. That's what
I actually think that Pathfinder as a system, like Pathfinder 1E, is a good system. Like it was fun to play. But you need to have players who are good at quick bookkeeping and quick decision making, and 2 who don't abuse the available content to break the world. Like
suddenly, yeah.
It's incredibly hilariously easy to build something so overpowered that just everything breaks.
I mean, Laurel did that.
Yeah.
Even though that wasn't even in combat. I just crafted things and then crafted them so fast that I had infinite money.
That campaign was certainly something special.
Yeah. So it's like, yeah, I don't know. You know, I played Pathfinder Kingmaker, the PC game. I had fun with that, even though there's some stuff in that rendition of the campaign that's pretty bullshit.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Suddenly you come into a house full of the fucking fairy knights who only attack touch AC with their auto crit bows, and that's the worst part. But up to that, it's good. And see, I didn't mind Pathfinder all there because I didn't have to do any bookkeeping. In fact, I was like, man, there should be more classes.
Yeah, they're making another one, so
they are.
Looking forward to that too.
Yeah, hopefully with less bugs.
Yeah, there was a
There's
lot
of bugs at first.
Yeah,
so many bugs.
I stopped playing for quite a while, so they could just fix
my first playthrough just died because I don't even. It was just died is probably just the word for it.
I had a bug that just stopped me from progressing. Like my story broke, and it wouldn't work. So I was like, well, I'll just wait a few weeks and then I'll come back to it and start again. But it seems fine now. I mean, last time I played it, it worked. So
yeah, I've had fun Pathfinder. The strength of Pathfinder is that they have so many adventure paths. So many of them have very appealing sort of themes and very sort of. You see it, and that's probably what you're going to get, right? You want to be pirates? They got that. You want to explore jungle? They got that. You want to be Egyptians or Indiana Jones? They got that. You want to deal with Baba Yaga? They got that.
World War I, yeah.
Well, yeah, spoiler, but yes. Someday I'll find some people who don't know.
I didn't hear anything you said. It's fine.
I'll roll the die and see if they like it or not.
Speaking of games, though, role-playing sense, I am very much excited for Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah, you saw the trailer and stuff.
Oh yeah, I've seen.
It's very cool.
It's great.
The trailer with Githyanki on dragons chasing mind flayers and spaceships. Like,
just
how is that?
Put the worm thing in your eyeball.
Yeah.
Like, ugh.
How is that still D&D?
I mean, it's what we're doing.
It's literally
we're doing
like
right now. It's dragons. Put a Githyanki on each of you, and then go poking about. You'll find mind flayer somewhere.
I mean, I actually did think about the whole Githyanki riding dragon things, but it would be pretty terrible for us because it's in the astral plane where you don't age. So the dragons actually really don't
tiny,
like
really,
it.
really old but really tiny dragons.
Yeah, it's terrible.
The wormling who's like 1,000 years old.
But if Tiamat tells you to be a mount for Githyanki, then you can't really say no.
I mean, I guess. Maybe you'll drop a silver sword somewhere, so you have to go retrieve it. Can age in the process. Oh no, my Githyanki got captured. Oh no. Guess I'll have to wait for them to come home like a good dog and just lay here. Yeah. No, it's a high concept. Throwing mind flayers out there. I'm like, what are you gonna do at low levels?
Yeah.
What the hell are we gonna be doing? Like,
that's my thought too.
Because they showed the demo and it was like what are they called? intellect devourers.
Yeah.
Like 4 of them or something. That's one of the first encounters. Like, man, you know. But apparently you have some finagle thing in your head with the brain worm that probably
Yes.
makes you immune to like psionic stuff, so they can't eat your brain, they can't stun your brain, which makes them really like not as
That's definitely like gonna be a revolving core mechanic is your head stuff. So
it's gonna be cool. When do we know when it comes out? Actually, is
don't
it,
know
like
yet.
making that
I don't think they've said year-wise even yet. They just said it will come when it comes, which I
Probably
can
too.
kind of appreciate.
I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
I got more entertainment than I can ever do. Like if I had more time, it's not like Baldur's Gate 3 would be the first thing I'd put on there. Like it's not like I would sit here waiting for it.
Oh yeah, there's plenty of
I would
stuff
just play more role-playing games, and then
Yeah.
like there's infinite potential there. I'll never run out of content because we can just make it. It could burn out at some point. I haven't reached it.
You guys are gonna make content like that.
Well, I mean, we're all doing it.
Yeah, true enough. I just mean like DMing, because I mean, we are all contributing, but DMing is kind of like a higher tier of contribution, right? Because
it takes more time, but the players are just as crucial as the DM. I would like, because I mean, you know, it's a cascading reaction, right? The world reacts to the player's actions, then react to the world's reaction, so forth.
Yeah,
so it's a back and forth, and hence why there's like this idea that thing that's becoming prevalent is GMs being paid to do GMing. Which I'm like, I guess you can like make that work for you, but I would feel kind of like weird about it because I rely on players to do a lot of the creative work, and I wouldn't feel like I could do that if they paid me. You know, I feel like it's suddenly the focus shift.
I mean, I can see the like if we were playing in person, I can see where perhaps a bit of money towards a DM might be appropriate, in the fact that depending on where it's being hosted, and because like depending on how the DM is working, they might just work with like paper or whatever, but they might be working with figures as well and maps. So there's that too. But yeah, as a a professional, like I can kind of agree with you there.
I'm not bashing on it. I say it's fair enough, but to me it would be the way I do it. I think it would be. I mean, especially this campaign. Like, it might be easier if you play like a really sort of straightforward adventure path or something.
Yeah.
Because you just sort of do what it says, but for something like this, I feel like it'd be
I agree with you.
To justify. Are you there, Sheep, or are you just sort of preparing to stealth out? It's okay.
I'm just listening. I'm probably gonna head to bed. I'm tired.
Yeah.
It's enough for me. Yeah, we got tomorrow that I'm excited for.
Got a little backstory today. Oh.
Yes. Yeah.
A lot of information.
Mm-hmm. Not too much time to think about it at the moment, but you know, that's how it goes.
Yeah. Yeah, Sheep, I can do the recap next week as well to save you, because I've been gone for a while, so break on that.
Sure. I'll say no to that.
You uploading the thing, Valky?
Yes, I that's actually a good note for everyone else watching, because I completely forgot to put up the last one, so you will be getting 2.
Woo, 2.
But yeah, I will as soon as I leave here. I'll be doing that. Probably end the stream here, actually, on that note as well. So
yeah,
thank you guys for coming, and we'll see some of you tomorrow for Odyssey of the Dragonlords.
Yeah. See you then.
I hope you all enjoy watching our escapades, because I certainly sometimes go and look at the comments on the video. time
I
slips
did
by.
too.
Oh, I haven't done that in a while, actually.
We
It's a fun thing to just go through. Like, there's not many usually, but it's kind of like, oh yeah, people comment on something, you know.
people like too. It's very appreciative. But yeah, see you guys.